Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Welcome back to Movie Mornings. I am your host, Martino. And much like Russia, I also was not able to see the Batman this week, so we'll get into all that here in a bit, because I have a lot of friends that did, and they said a lot of really interesting stuff. We're going to talk about all that today, a lot of other different things. Indiana Jones 5 is wrap shooting. We'll get into that later as well. But before we get started today, guys, please hit the like button below, subscribe to the channel, leave some feedback in the comment section, share this with your friends, and hit the bell for notifications. All right, and as always, I do have two other folks here with me today. We're going to start with this one, Mr. Jose Espinel. Jose, how's it going?
What's up, man? You know, just got a fresh trim, looking nice. I'm glad to be here. I'm super excited to get into the stuff that we've got for you guys in store right now, and yeah, I can't wait.
Hell yeah. And then the other man here today is Mr. David Tresch. What's going on, Dave?
Hey, nothing much, guys. Doing good. Looking better than Jose as usual without a cut or anything needed. So just doing awesome. Get better looking every day, and I don't even try.
Yeah. Well, I'll second that. Yeah, but look.
Wow.
No, man, I'm excited to talk today. Decided to talk with y'all. Got a lot of fun stuff on the lineup. So I gotta tell you guys, though, I was watching this video. I don't know. You guys got to give me your interpretation of this. So, you know, Kevin Costner is pretty much, I mean, you guys can tell me if you agree. I mean, he's pretty much America's dad outside of Tom Hanks. Like, if Tom Hanks didn't exist, Kevin Costner would be America's dad. Like, he's got that fatherly way about him. And so this scared the shit out of me, because this is why I want to get your guys' interpretation. He was on I don't know if you guys saw this interview. He was on the Dan Patrick Show.
No.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't see that. No.
All right, you gotta check this out, because, like, I don't know if he got actually pissed or what, but this is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Because, okay, so Dan Patrick, he basically, for the folks that don't know, he opens it up to a segment for all of his staff to be able to ask the celebrity guest a question, and this is what ended up happening with this. So check this out.
The other day, everyone loves that movie. It's got a lot of legs. It's gonna be around forever. But I was wondering, when you're getting pitched Field of Dreams, when they're pitching you, you're at your peak of stardom. Do you ever think this could be really silly?
What, do you think I peaked? What are you talking about?
No, but like you were.
No.
Do you think he actually got pissed right there?
No
comment.
I don't know. maybe he.
I don't know. I'd probably
maybe he took.
Oh, back it up. Oh, back it up really quick.
I said maybe.
Try it
maybe
again. Listen again.
He probably took.
It could be really silly.
What, do you think I peaked? What are you talking about?
No, but like you were.
He kind of
no, we can't do that.
Right after.
Yeah, we can't.
No offense.
I mean, you just okay, Paulie, you can't say that, and you can't say that, Kevin.
Did you see what he said to me?
He said you peaked.
Yeah, you said he peaked.
You misquoted me. You were.
I don't know. You guys don't think he got
I
pissed?
mean, he maybe wasn't. He probably didn't get pissed, but he kind of just maybe took a little bit of offense to that.
I think he did. I definitely think he did.
Definitely didn't get pissed, but I mean, offense. Yeah, I mean, I would have taken offense too. It's like someone saying, "Oh, you know, that was your peak" or whatever. Like, I mean, calling someone old. I mean, it always is offensive. I mean, even if they are kind of old or older. Oh fuck.
What's going on with the video there?
I don't know,
Okay.
but even if
He's
they're
got
like
David Internet.
older,
I don't know.
older,
He's got
even
David
if-
Internet.
fucking hell. Okay, now my computer's lagging.
Any
Hold on.
opinion on this?
You can
Dave?
go to me really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah.
Any opinion?
I love Kevin Costner, and I will say that guy's lucky that Kevin Costner didn't go fucking Yellowstone on him and just start beating the shit out of him like he would. I think he probably half of them. I mean, that guy probably hasn't seen Yellowstone if he thinks that Field of Dreams was his peak, because Kevin Costner kills it in Yellowstone. Like I said, one of my favorite TV shows, and still right now has has the best numbers every time it is aired on live television for a TV series. So it's been absolutely killing it. So yeah, I don't think he was actually angry. I think Kevin Costner was pretty cool and collected, but obviously, you know, with that show, he was pretty relaxed. They're joking around and whatnot and talking and answering questions. So the fact that he just kind of threw that in there, Kevin Costner was probably a little bit taken back, like, wait, what the fuck did you say?
Yeah, but wait, I mean, look at this though, because he even takes the time to apologize really quick.
Pitch the idea for Field of Dreams. This could be really silly. It turned out fantastic.
I can tell you exactly where I was when I read that movie. Dan and I were talking about it before we started to roll, and I apologize for humiliating you.
I think he was definitely a little pissed. Like the fact that he went out of his way to like even say he was sorry or whatever. Like to me, that makes me think he got a little upset.
I mean, yeah, he wasn't pissed. He got upset, and obviously, you know, he apologized afterwards, which to me showed that he wasn't pissed. He was just offended. He took offense to the fact that they said that was his peak or whatever, because like Dave said, he is still out there killing it, doing his best, and still in prime form. So I mean, he definitely took offense to it in some form. So
even without Yellowstone, I mean, you look at, have you guys seen Mr. Brooks? Any of you too? Because Mr. Brooks is phenomenal if you haven't seen it. So that was like Dexter before Dexter, because he played a serial killer that was like trying to just be a dude and like live a normal life and everything. And so that was Dexter before Dexter. But yeah, I'm guessing neither of you have seen that, considering the enthusiasm.
Is that with Kevin Costner?
Yeah, you never seen this movie?
No, I won't make it through the night though. Like The Power of the Dog, that definitely should have made it through the night.
I don't know where you can find Mr. Brooks right now, but you should try to find it. It's a really good movie.
You know what? There's something called the internet, so let me just use that real quick.
Yeah. Well, appreciate it.
Of course. It's on Pluto TV, Tubi.
Got it.
Really?
It's on both of those.
It's pretty much free anywhere right now. Or not anywhere, but on the
not anywhere. It's on those
services,
two.
I mean,
if it's on Pluto, I mean, it's pretty much anywhere.
yeah, exactly. It's pretty accessible. So I recommend you guys and the audience definitely check that one out. Yeah. It's really phenomenal. You'll never guess who's in that too. Is like a supporting role is Dane Cook of all people, and he's really good in the movie.
No, I don't want to watch it.
No, you should watch it. He's really good in the movie. Actually, like I'm not kidding. I know he gets accused of a lot of douchey antics, but like he's really great in that movie, like no joke, without a doubt. So I mean, even Dane Cook haters should watch this movie. He's pretty good. But yeah, Kevin Costner though, he was a guy. He made some stinkers too, though. I mean, like every actor. I don't know, like what was like the worst Kevin Costner movie you've seen? Can you think of a bad one like off the top of your head? Because I know there's been plenty of times.
No, they don't exist.
I've seen Robin Hood was not good. Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Robin Hood was not good. I was going to ask you guys, I know we were kind of talking about this off air last week. Like, speaking of bad movies, like, what's a movie that was so bad that you had to walk out of the theater? Kevin Costner or no Kevin Costner? Like, what was a movie that was so bad you had to walk out? Like, I'll start with y'all. I mean, who's got one?
I'll start it here.
Sure.
I really love movies and TV shows. And I won't count movies that I probably turned off, because if I turn off a movie, especially, it's likely because I realized like not halfway through, but pretty early on, it was like a chick flick or just something that I'm not a big fan of genre-wise. But in terms of movies like I went to go see that I thought wouldn't be bad and were awful, back in the day when I was a teenager, Warm Bodies, the zombie movie, which was kind of like a chick flick and really bad comedy, I left that one. And then recently, actually, since I told my girlfriend when I went to watch it with her, I was like, this is like the first time I walked out of a movie theater in years. And that was Hitman's Bodyguard's Wife, that I'm sure I said wrong. And
Hitman's Wife's
defended the
Bodyguard.
death because it's trash. Yeah, I didn't care to get the name right because it was so bad. But that movie was so bad. It wasn't just me either. Like everyone there that was in the theater, and there wasn't a lot because most people must have been warned, did not like the movie. There was multiple people that left the theater. And I mean, the movie was just pretty trash, especially as a comedy. Ryan Reynolds, I usually really like for the most part, especially in that type of comedy. And there was literally a line in the movie that he just like, it's almost like they missed, sometimes they drop a second pause for, some added effect. But I mean, it literally just sounded like he missed his line and they just decided to put it in.
Well, I mean, I don't know about Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. I think I was telling you off air, like I hadn't actually seen that one, but I've seen the first one, Hitman's Bodyguard. And I know I wanted to walk out of that one. And so I didn't even bother with the sequel because I was just like, why go see that? Because I thought Hitman's Bodyguard was absolute trash. But so I didn't even bother with the sequel, Hitman's Wife. But Jose, I told the story before on air back when we were doing the Anorex Entertainment podcast, and we had our friend Scylla Torres on. I don't know if you saw the episode, but like basically, go ahead.
I did, I did. No, I did watch it. Yeah.
Do you remember what movie I walked out of?
Oh God. No, I don't actually. I don't remember that.
All right, so at the end of the Anorex Entertainment podcast, when Sammy and I had a guest, like Scylla, for example, like we would always ask them, we'd offer them two questions at the end of it, like for us, if they wanted to ask us questions after we were done talking with them. And so at the end of it, she asked the question, what movie have we walked out of? And she was saying, I think hers was like Legend of Tarzan, that terrible one that came out, the live action that was with Margot Robbie, and then like Sammy, I think couldn't think of one. I know Sammy was saying there's like tons of movies I want to walk out of, but she was like, I can't justify spending the money and like walking out of it, and I typically feel the same way, which is why mine comes to such a shock, probably for most folks. So I'll say it again here. It was the Clone Wars movie is the one I walked out of, that I hated it so much I walked out of it. Yeah.
The animated Clone Wars?
The animated Clone Wars movie, yeah.
Gotcha.
The one that got theatrically released before the series had ever dropped. And I don't know what it was. It was like, first of all, I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that, like, it's not a good movie even till this day. Like, I appreciate it more because of what it does for the rest of the series. And it's funny now because now I rank it above Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. But I think at the time I was just like,
I thought that at the time, and I still to this day I actually enjoyed the Clone Wars movie.
I did not. That was the one I walked out of. Yeah, because I remember Scylla and Sammy being shocked about that. He being a Star Wars
like
fan.
a Star Wars fan walking out of a Star Wars movie.
I own it on Blu-ray now. It's all good. But it's still like it was the one, and I was like, I kind of always regretted it after I did it because it was a Star Wars movie. But I don't know. It was something about like right when Ahsoka Tano came in, she used to irritate me, and now she's my second favorite character in the whole goddamn thing. And like right when she came in, she irritated me to the core, and I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Like the second that she said Artui, I was out. Like you can't with that. Like who's gonna?
Sounds like no, I'm done. That's it.
And even in the show when she did it, it was still bad. Like that was annoying. Like it still annoys me, but I appreciate what it is for the introduction of the character. Once I finished the movie, I obviously saw there was like a lot more development for Anakin in there and stuff. And there's some good shit in that movie, without a doubt. It's got actually the Dooku fight with Anakin is much better than the one in Attack of the Clones. So there's that.
100%.
So you got a lot of redemptive qualities in there toward the end, though. You got to wait for them and really look out for them, though. But that was the one. Yeah. Jose, did you think of one that you walked out of?
No, so I think, back when I, in like high school days and stuff like that, when I used to go watch a movie, I used to wait and see how it did in Rotten Tomatoes. And if it was a movie that I really wanted to watch, which in those days were only like Marvel films.
This is how you know Jose's young. He had Rotten Tomatoes his entire life.
Like, because
his entire movie going career.
It's because I wasn't as invested in like movies and studying them as I am now. So back in the day, I kind of just based my movie going on Rotten Tomatoes. So if it did good in critics and audience, then I would go watch it. Unless it was like a Marvel film or one of those like big name movies, then I would just go watch it just because it's it's a big name, so I expect it to be good.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's definitely movies that I didn't enjoy, but again, it's like I spent the money, so I'm just gonna sit through it and finish it. I'm not gonna walk out because in my eyes, it's like a waste of money. Yeah. I mean, it probably was in the end still a waste of money watching the whole thing, but I'd rather just finish the movie than just walk out of it.
Yeah,
because I just value my money too much. So
well, do you guys want better?
Can't think about
what's a movie you wish you walked out of.
Oh,
that's The Last Jedi.
I'll pose the question again. I don't think you heard it right. What's a movie you wish you walked out of?
Well, that's a good point. I probably wished I would have just killed myself right there in the theater, then just walk
Jesus
out.
Christ. Jesus. Fucking Christ. I know this is gonna sound kind of harsh, but maybe Black Widow.
Wow, really?
That much. Yeah, I didn't really
that's
enjoy
worth
that.
a walkout.
I mean,
walkout's pretty rough for Black Widow, I think.
I guess
I didn't like much either, but
I guess the best parts were really more like towards the end. So I guess in a way, waiting was
I
worth it.
understand to people like it's mediocre, but is it really that bad to you that it's worth a walkout?
The beginning is horrible. I honestly when
horrible.
When I went to go watch it in theaters, when I paid like $12 to go watch it, like the first like maybe 30 minutes or so, I was like, can I just walk the fuck out of here?
Oh wow.
And then
I did not have that experience.
And then I was like, no, you know what? Let me just wait it out and see if it gets better. And it did. And I'm glad that I stayed.
Yeah.
Besides that, I mean, there's no other movies that I can really think off the top of my head that I would have wanted to walk out of.
I feel like Jose's going to kill me for this one, but I really wanted to walk out of Wrinkle in Time. I thought that movie was such shit.
I didn't see that movie in theaters. I still, you know what? And I still haven't seen that movie to this day.
So. Oh, really? I figured because you're a Disney guy, you definitely were on that.
No, see, but that's the thing. That's the thing is Disney movies these days are very much a miss unless it's an animated movie.
Oh.
The live action Disney movies most of the time are a miss, and that's why I haven't seen Mulan, I haven't seen Dumbo, I haven't seen A Wrinkle in, I haven't seen most of the live action Disney movies, and that's only because for the most part.
Bride?
Okay, I've seen that one. That's a good one.
Okay, I was about to smack Jose.
No.
We're all good guys. He's straightened out. He's all good. He's on the Princess Bride.
That's actually one of the best live action movies that Disney's done. But that's what I mean. Like these days, their live action movies most of the times are a miss. So that's why I haven't seen Beauty and the Beast is the best new live action movie that Disney's done for sure, hands down. But for the most part, they're a miss. So that's
Tom disagrees, obviously.
I think Cruella hands down.
That too,
yeah.
actually, that too, actually. Cruella and Beauty and the Beast are like the best.
I couldn't disagree more.
Live action movies that they've done.
What's your favorite of the live actions?
I'm glad you said that because that is a movie that I actually wish I'd walked out of. Halfway through Cruella, I put up a Snapchat saying sponsored by ZQuil.
Holy crap.
There was good aspects of the movie, so I don't actually mean I would have walked out because it was like Black Widow for me. I thought it was pretty mediocre. I thought a lot of the takes on Cruella didn't make too much sense. But I'm also not a big fan of what is it, Emma Stone?
Oh yeah,
I think that was one of her better performances for sure. The music in there was very good, which I expected once I saw the budget for the music in the movie.
Have you seen Easy A?
I have seen Easy A. That's what made me not like her so
much. Have you seen La La Land?
No, that's the only one that people keep telling me about. This.
She's great.
Hey, if you don't like Emma Stone, watch La La Land first. So yes, I have seen Crazy
Stupid Love is one of my favorites. Oh, amazing movie. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, Dave.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Dave.
But yeah, that's all I was gonna say. Is Cruella, I would have walked out on, and for live actions that are my favorite, The Princess Bride that I could think of. I think Mulan is actually the worst.
Does that count though? Because Disney didn't put it out.
That is true.
Yeah, I mean
it's
they
Disney's
own it now.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Yeah, they're pretty trash. Their best movie isn't even theirs. But yeah, for the live actions, I will say one that is definitely worse than Cruella is Mulan because they took the best three aspects out, which is Mushu, Eddie Murphy, and the music. So take that out. Your movie's trash.
And also the love connection between Mulan and why am I blanking? Yeah, him.
They had that in the movie. No, I would disagree. That was in there.
It was because I read everywhere that it wasn't in there, and that's that.
Did you read it or did you watch it?
The live action?
Yeah, you lost your right. Okay, Dave, go ahead. I'm sorry. What didn't you like about Mulan?
That Mulan, the animated, is my favorite Disney movie.
Oh, the animated is the better version. I won't.
And well, that's why I have such an issue with the live action is the fact that they pull the music, they pull Mushu and Eddie Murphy, which were three of my favorite aspects of the movie. So I mean, if you pull that out totally, I'm gonna take big issue with it. As well as the fact that it just basically turned into a superhero movie, which I kind of expect to a point, but I mean, it was getting pretty crazy ridiculous in the action sequences.
Jose, I'll say this. If you weren't going to kill me for, you're Dave. Jose, I'll say this. If you weren't going to kill me for Wrinkle in Time, because for some reason I had it in my head that you liked that movie, this is the one you're going to kill me for.
Bro, the trailer didn't even amuse me or interest me in any way, shape, or form for that movie.
This is the one you might kill me for. I think you like this movie, but you tell me if I'm wrong. The Lion King. I almost wanted to walk out of The Lion King. The live action. John Favreau's Lion King.
Yeah, it's not my favorite, obviously, of the live actions, but I did enjoy it.
Okay.
Obviously, because I don't know. Obviously, it's gonna be different from animation because you can't really do every single bit the same.
I thought the third act was great. I was happy it was there because like midway through is where I got bored. But like once the third act came around, I was like, that's actually cool. Like I like the way it was adapted. But
I mean, compared to Mulan, I would take Lion King any day of the week.
Have you seen Mulan? Yes or no? I'm trying to figure this out.
I've said it 5 times already. No, I haven't. And I refuse to still to this day because of the fact that Mushu isn't in it. He is literally he's literally the best part of the.
Hey, Mushu's in it. He's just not talking.
True. That's what I mean. Like that's the best.
He's not
part.
Mushu.
That's the best part of the anime.
Mushu's in it. He's just not.
Yeah, but if you're trying to make, and I first of all, I will say this though. If you're trying to make, and this is not what they did, so that's a disappointment, number one. So I'm not trying to say that, but I'm saying, like, if you were trying to make, and this is why I wanted it to be a down-to-earth, very grounded version of Mulan, you're not going to have a talking dragon in there. That's just, but they didn't do that. I'm just saying, if you were going to, like, and that's what I was hoping they would do. So, like, knowing that they didn't have the talking dragon, like, I wasn't, like, offended by it, like, going into it, but, like, once I saw the movie, I was like, it could have used the talking dragon.
Didn't the Beauty and the Beast have, like, talking cups and shit in the live action?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean. So that's why
no, but like Beauty and the Beast wasn't trying to make.
I don't think it's too far fetched to do that.
No. I'm saying Beauty and the Beast wasn't making like a gritty live action version of it. Like Mulan was marketed as a very gritty like samurai movie. Like it was marketed as a very dark samurai movie.
See, that's where Disney failed.
They did. Yeah, I agree with that.
I didn't try to get any middle ground.
I'm agreeing because it could have used the talking dragon, seeing as how it was a family film. Yeah, I agree.
See, the reason why I was disappointed, and I haven't seen Mulan still to this day, is because I was expecting them to be as close to the animation as possible. And so then when I saw and read that Mushu doesn't fucking, like, Eddie Murphy isn't in it and that Mushu doesn't talk, I was like, yeah, no, fuck it. I'm not gonna watch it. It's not worth my time. Like,
I love how Dom says that the movie needs a talking dragon, not specifically Mushu, just a talking dragon.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah,
that's why Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite of the live actions that Disney's done, because it's like so close to the animation.
Yeah, but we've had this debate before. If you're gonna make something that's a shot for shot, then why make it? I haven't seen the Beauty and the Beast, so I'm not speaking on that. I actually still need to watch that one, but.
I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, honestly. But I'm saying, like, so when you said that was your favorite, I wasn't necessarily disagreeing. I was like, wow, it's better than Cruella. That was my reaction. But I'm saying, like, if you're gonna make like a shot for shot as close to the animated as possible, what's the point of doing it? If you don't have a new take on it, what's the point of doing it? The reason I like Cruella so much is because they added a lot of new shit. It's a new.
Well, that's also this is where I'll rebuttal that, is because
I want to know your reason.
We haven't had a Cruella-centered animation movie from Disney.
Dalmatians. They could have done a shot for shot.
But like before the Dalmatians actually came about. Like,
okay. And they're going to do the sequel, and it's not going to be anything like the 101 Dalmatians. It's going to be a lot darker, like the Cruella movie was, and it's also going to be its own take. Like, they can't do it that way. They pretty much already threw that out the window when they do the sequel, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, sorry, continue. I wasn't trying to interrupt. I was just
and so I mean.
Obviously, I can speak on Jose's half here to tag in and
yes, I want to know the reasoning of doing a shot for shot remake.
So it's not that it's a shot for shot though. I think that you can introduce new themes, new styles in the movie, new character developments, different plots.
Of course,
with Mulan, even you could have Mushu talking. You could have new musical renditions that are even not as good as the original, but it's just that when you basically spit down the throat of the tradition of the original Mulan, which is what the Mulan movie did. I mean, you're gonna get hurt. When you take the one of the best Disney movies in terms of music, and you just remove the music from it totally, people are going to take issue with it. And then you take away one of the greatest comedic reliefs in all of Disney on top of that Mushu, Eddie Murphy. That's the thing, is it's not a shoot for shoot, right?
But I'm saying, like, okay, let's say it was a dark, gritty Mulan. Everything about it was great. Let's say it was, and everything about it was fantastic. But just Mushu wasn't there. You still going to be mad at it? No, because you have another movie that Mushu's in.
It'd still be disappointing.
You still have that movie, is my point.
Not there, but
like when I was watching Lion King, I was like, why should I watch this? I had the original. I wanted to see a whole new adaptation, a whole new take. Something a little darker. That's my issue.
I agree on that.
Yeah, because like I have the Lion King. I could go out, I could pop that thing in any time. I don't need it again. You know, I don't want to pay money to see it again. I own it. I've seen it. That's the classic. If you're gonna redo it, put a new take on it. That's why I'm excited for Barry Jenkins' Lion King 2, because he's not gonna straight adapt the animated Lion King 2, which is horrible anyway, but it's true. You know, so that's great. And I like that he's going to give an original thing on it. That's why when I saw The Lion King, it kind of came back for me at the third act because of the way it was going down finally. I was like, oh, I could see them maybe doing a sequel with a whole different take, and then it would work. But, like, maybe it can enhance that first one. I don't know.
Now, before they even work on the sequels to things like Lion King and stuff like that, do you know if there's any news on, which is bad that I'm asking because I run the news segment here, but now it just came into my head. Do we have any updates on like the live action? Isn't there a live action Little Mermaid that has been in the works?
So that's been so that's been in the works, and oh my god, what's her name? There's this
the West Side Story gal is gonna play Ariel.
Yeah. So I mean, originally it was supposed to be like Ariana Grande and like playing like Ariel and all this other shit, and then it's been like
Chloe Grace Moretz at one point.
It's been delayed and cast members have changed and all that. But last I heard, the girl from West Side Story is supposed to play Ariel, and I don't know if it's.
I think it's in production right now, at least.
It might be.
Rob Marshall's directing, which I'm excited. I hope it's good.
The other thing I read, which I don't know if it was actually true or not, is that they're supposed to be coming out with another version of live action Hercules.
Yeah, I hear that too.
Which I hope they do, because I've been wanting to see a Disney live action Hercules movie.
John Cena Hercules.
Because that's one of my favorite Disney animated movies. And so I've always wanted to see a live action Disney version of Hercules.
Yeah, but isn't the better way to do it, and again it goes back to my question, isn't the better way to do it to do like a darker Hercules and not make the movie again? Like, that's my take.
Yeah, like let's make Peacemaker Hercules, for instance. I think that's a good take.
I just still don't feel like I've gotten the answer to my question, which is, my initial question was, what's the value in seeing the same thing again if it's a shot for shot? That's my question.
But that's the thing though, is that these live actions aren't actually shot for shot, because
some of them have been,
but there are still. So for example, let's take like Aladdin for example. It might
Aladdin was close, but it at least added like
that's what I mean,
expanded. That's what I like.
So like for example, like even like with Beauty and the Beast, it wasn't actually shot for shot. There was still some different aspects to it that I did enjoy.
Right, but you said like, I don't know, I haven't seen it. Right, but while
it's still pretty similar to the animated, it still has its differences that I really did enjoy.
Fair.
And that's what I'm looking for in these live action renditions of these animated movies, is similarity, but at the same time still its differences.
Okay,
like for example, the Genie song with Will Smith, like that was different, which I did enjoy. That's what I mean. So I still want
to like it. Not better than Rob Williams, but
obviously
it was good.
No, Will Smith did do a phenomenal job as the Genie.
He did, yeah.
And that's what I want to see. Like me specifically, is what I want to see in these Disney live action renditions, is similarity but still differences in like
And if I may, Dom, give Jose his second response he's just been neglecting to say here, which is, I mean, I don't think that we're against different Disney live action movies. It's just that they haven't really hit us with a successful one yet. So again, like we're
except Cruella.
It was the one that was.
That's the only exception. But you look at Mulan, you look at Dumbo.
I mean, like, successful how though? Because like even Lion King made $1 billion. Cruella didn't hit $1 billion, but it was critically well received and everything else. Yeah,
that's the things I did enjoy. I really did enjoy the live action Lion King.
Right.
So I mean, I can see where it did make its money.
That would be my question though, because you liked that live action Lion King. My question is, like, what value was there in something like that, where it didn't actually add anything? It literally made the same movie but took away. That's my question.
It's probably because the animated classic fans got to see a live action rendition of this animated, like a different side, obviously, because this is live action. It's not.
But the hilarious thing about that one though is it's not even live action. That one's actually also completely animated. It just looks live action. That's like the only thing, and it takes away, like, I think some of the key scenes there, like Rafiki. It took away like a couple of his great scenes in that movie for some reason. They cut them.
That is true.
And like I was trying to figure out why. Now again, like I could like go. I'll hearken to the third act of it. The third act, like, it looked similar, but it was like, it was so good to look at though. It was so, the action, seeing it the way it was done, that was great. But I also kind of felt like, well, you took away some great moments just to make more room for the action. And like, I was like, why not just add those moments in there? It would have taken like 4 extra minutes up at the runtime. And maybe even add other things. Like, I don't know, that stuff bothers me. Now, like, there's there is some value to it. I'm not going to argue that there isn't, because like I liked hearing like Donald Glover and Beyonce sing together. Like, it's two different singers now singing the songs. Yeah. There's things like that for sure that you can get out of them. And the animation is updated, but yet I still feel the original is the better one. Maybe it's my nostalgia, but even though the animation 100%.
I mean,
is
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm honestly gonna feel that for all these live action renditions that they do. I'm always gonna feel like the classic's the better one because of my nostalgia, my childhood. But I can always still appreciate these live action renditions and how much work they put in, and how how similar they are to the classics, but also bring their different takes and stuff too.
Yeah. Well, I'll ask Dave this, because I feel like the answer is going to be no for you, Jose, because you've avoided horror movies at all costs. So I would ask Dave, like, you've seen Psycho, right? Like Alfred Hitchcock's a classic. Yes. Psycho, right? And did you see the Vince Vaughn remake?
I did not see the remake.
Okay.
No.
Never mind. So I can't get an opinion from you. But like, you watch the Vince Vaughn remake, to me it's like, what's the value in that? It's Psycho just in color now, and Vince Vaughn plays Norman Bates. That's the only difference.
I'm offended because I've seen the original, by the way.
Oh yeah, okay, because Psycho's the shit.
And the reason why I have is because we watched a clip from Psycho yesterday
cool.
in film class, and so I wanted to go through and watch the original. So
Psycho's
it was actually
the best.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Creepy as hell.
Because that's the thing. So that's no, it was good.
Anyway, I forgot how we got on this. Movies we walked out of, I think. One movie we're hoping not to walk out of is The Batman, and I'll say this. So I haven't been able to go. I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, because this is my most anticipated movie of the year, and I know that people are going to be saying, Dom, it's your most anticipated of the year. You didn't try to get a press screening? No, I did. It's just they were sending out so many of those fuckers on Monday night that I was on a wait list, and it got filled up before one got sent to me. I am a critic. I am press, quote unquote, kind of, but I don't, I'm not the top priority to Warner Brothers, so I didn't get to go. I know people are going to be saying, Dom, you didn't catch that fan screening on Tuesday night? It's like, no, because actually at the time I was confident I was going to get a press screening. So I missed the tickets for that too. But I did have friends that went to see it, and I did want to read a reaction here really quick from somebody I did talk to who did get to go last night. Who, I think this person is somebody who was skeptical about the movie going in too. So this is actually a really good reaction. So if you give me a second to pull this up, actually, from my messages, it might take a minute, but
I'll fill in it a bit here and say that.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
I did see that on the AMC app here in Atlanta, they were still selling fan screenings, but the last ones were for today, and they were all full, and they were too expensive, so I didn't go. But I mean, it would have been cool to go, but
yeah,
the theater was either too far, or they were like the only seats available were like handicap ones. But yeah,
I can break your leg.
So my friend went with a group of people that I know, and so I asked him how he liked the Batman, and he said this. He says, personally, I don't know where I rank it yet. I will know Saturday after the second viewing. I've been hearing a lot of that, by the way, that people are saying, like, I feel like I need to see it again to really, give it a fair grade. But anyway, so he says, I'll let you know Saturday after giving it a second viewing. But then he moves on. It's a perfect movie. Robert Pattinson is my favorite Batman, and Riddler is amazing. Paul Dano should be up for Oscars. So I was like, damn,
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
And he also wanted to add that Matt Reeves delivered. And I asked him, because I know he went with a buddy of mine that, also was very skeptical of this movie.
Do I know any of these people?
Josh, So Josh was
okay,
actually...
You see, I was gonna guess.
I didn't want to call out Josh. Josh didn't give me this review, but he went with Josh, this person, and so Josh, I know, was one of the ones that did not agree with the Pattinson casting. So he was very skeptical going in. So I asked him about Josh. I said, "How did Josh like it?" And he said he loved it, and he said everyone I went with said it's their favorite Batman movie. He was the odd one out, and I was like, yet he still gave it high praise. So I mean,
wow.
that's pretty good, man. I mean, so it's.
I was gonna say because Josh is a very high critic. He does grade his movies very highly and harshly. So the fact that he liked it is oh yeah, the fact that he liked this movie.
Apparently, it's his favorite Batman movie. Yeah,
I have high hopes for it now. Honestly.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Dave.
I was just gonna ask, do you guys hold The Dark Knight in high regard? Because I do not really like DC much.
I do.
See, I'm with Dave. I don't really like DC that much.
I don't like
DC guy over Marvel, so that's.
See, I'm Marvel.
Yeah, I'm
DC.
the opposite.
Yeah,
well, I'm Star Wars overall, but.
Oh, true. Obviously,
yeah.
All three of us are.
Yeah,
Star Wars is the best superhero franchise.
But if we're going Marvel versus DC, I definitely prefer Marvel. I mean, my favorite.
DC all the way.
Some of my favorite DC movies are the newer ones.
I'm into newer DC for sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm glad they're finding their footing here. But what I was going to say was I'm not a big DC guy, but I hold The Dark Knight in great regard. I really love The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And so I'm just wondering if these people thought it was better than The Dark Knight.
Yeah, it's their favorite Batman movie. That's what they're saying. Yeah.
Wow.
And even we were talking a little bit after that, me and this buddy that I was chatting with, and he said to him, and I don't know what this says about him, to him, second to this one, or actually the only one he ranks above this one is Batman 89. So I don't know. So that means he puts 89 first, this second, and then Dark Knight third at this point. So I don't know. I mean, I like Dark Knight more than 89, so it would be different for me had I enjoyed this one just as much, because I like Dark Knight more than 89 as a movie, but I like Michael Keaton more as Batman than Bale, so it's kind of a weird toss-up with me. I just think the Dark Knight's the better movie. It's like, it doesn't matter how you look at DC, you can't deny the Nolan trilogy all around pretty much is very well made and very well done.
True.
And
100%.
they are some of the best comic book movies, at least between Begins and Dark Knight. Dark Knight Rises is not bad, but it's not
just
as
as a
good.
Measure up.
It's not as good as the first two, but it's still pretty damn good. I mean, it's a solidly made movie. Yeah,
it's a solid trilogy, honestly.
It really is. It wraps up nicely. And the one thing I would say too is, for me, like, I'm a DC guy, but I also like the Marvel movies better than DC movies, if that makes sense. So far, just because they've done a better job making them.
I was gonna say, like,
for the most part,
for me, I prefer Marvel movies to DC movies, but I prefer DC shows to Marvel shows. At least, so far. As I say, at least, yeah. I mean, I can't really say about like the newer Marvel. Like, I mean, DC hasn't really released
Peacemaker.
Besides Peacemaker, I mean,
What?
DC hasn't really like released any other new shows, so I can't really speak. But like back in the day, like before, I preferred DC shows to Marvel shows.
Although I gotta say, when DC does hit with the movie, I mean, they really hit with it. Like,
like
typically pretty damn good. Yeah.
Joker, Wonder Woman. I mean, come on now.
DC is definitely winning me over more now. I don't, and this is probably totally different than you guys, because I know you guys really like the new Marvel shows, but I'm not a big fan of where Marvel's heading right now. I loved No Way Home, obviously, and I think Doctor Strange is going to be crazy, but I just, like, ever since Endgame, I feel like I'm hitting like a 50-50 with Marvel lately, where that was not the case before. So I'm not liking Marvel as much. Didn't like many of their TV shows. I thought Loki was good, and I really liked WandaVision, but other than that, not really liking where Marvel's going, and DC seems to be getting their shit together. I mean, Peacemaker was excellent. A lot of this new stuff coming out is excellent. The Snyder Cut was great. Once I saw that, that was way better than the normal Justice League.
100%.
And I think they're hitting their stride. And now, like we said last week, now we're going to see a lot more continuity in the universe, and I think they might be hitting a better stride than Marvel here pretty soon if they just keep hitting it.
I think so. We're seeing new leadership in DC right now too, with Zaslav and Discovery buying Warner Brothers. We're going to see like a whole new regime there, and just how things get done.
I mean, obviously, I think where Marvel is going to struggle. I mean, where I do like the fact that they're expanding with this multiverse thing. I think it could also hurt them in a way. Yeah. Because they're just trying to do too much that's different, and it can either hit or miss, which is where I think Marvel might struggle a bit in terms of with their movies, because but
back to the Batman really quick. Oh, hang on, I got a whole group chat thing going on here with spoilers for the Batman. I don't want to look at them. Everybody saw it except me.
Oh gosh.
So anyway, so I was gonna say, the one thing I will say, Dave, on the Batman topic though, in terms of like Dark Knight and all that. I've enjoyed all the Batman movies pretty much to some degree. I don't think there's one I haven't liked so far in DC, like at least liked. So
did you even see Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze?
Oh my God, how did I forget?
You're giving me flashbacks here by saying that.
I should say post Batman Begins. I should say post Batman Begins. Batman Begins and so on and so forth. There hasn't really been a Batman movie, and animated withstanding from that. But I'm just saying, like, in terms of live action Batman movies, Begins and so on and so forth. I haven't really been disappointed entirely with one. I haven't hated one, I should say. A little bit disappointed in Batman v Superman, but I didn't hate the movie.
I completely hated that movie. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. You still haven't seen the ultimate cut of that though.
I still need to watch that. Oh my gosh, I still haven't seen that. I need to, honestly.
I have to see it too. I don't hate Batman versus Superman, and
I don't hate it either.
I haven't seen that.
You know what?
If I would have to watch it,
if I would have seen that movie in theaters, I would have walked out of that movie for sure.
100%,
100% without a shadow of a doubt, I would have walked out of that movie.
The funny
100%.
part about that is when I saw it, like even back then, like all my friends knew, like I was the guy for movies and TV shows to talk to. So we literally walk into the hallway, and I remember everyone looking at me and saying, "Dave, what the fuck just happened? Literally, please describe that movie to me." And I was like, I actually think I understood it pretty good. Like I understand it was pretty confusing at parts, but I was like, I understood it pretty good. And that was, I think, everyone's biggest gripe with it is like they didn't understand a lot of things in the movies and the character motivations for certain, scenes and aspects of the character development. Especially with like the Martha scene. I was like, yeah, I mean, that was really not that bad, but
it's really not that bad as people make it.
The biggest thing that I couldn't believe they couldn't grasp was just the fact that, like, why did Batman not like Superman? I was like, well, he kind of saw Superman like going through entire skyscrapers, murdering people.
You're repeating my conversation with Jose. I just had this conversation with you, didn't I, Jose? Like off air, we like had this not that long ago. You're repeating my same conversation. Yeah. Yeah, and I love Affleck as Batman. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a really good. He's actually one of my favorite versions of Batman because his take understands that Bruce Wayne is the mask and Batman is who he is. That's Ben Affleck. Yeah, that's the take he put on it. That's why I like his rendition of it.
You see, I would have disagreed with you until I watched the Snyder cut of Justice League. Right. Like, I didn't really like Ben Affleck's Batman in Batman vs Superman or Justice League, but then when I watched the Snyder cut of Justice League, I was like, damn, Ben Affleck was phenomenal.
I'll say this Batman. To you though, what they did with Ben Affleck in the theatrical cut of Justice League, awful. It's bad.
Oh my god, that's what I mean. So that's why I didn't like. But it wasn't that I didn't like Ben Affleck as Batman. I didn't like what they did with his character.
I didn't like it in theatrical Justice League. I was fine with it in theatrical Batman v Superman. But I like the Ultimate Cut better. And as you can see from Justice League, you take it's a puzzle. Snyder's movies are a puzzle. You take a piece out of it, it doesn't work anymore. So True. Yeah. Anyway, so my point though, going back to Dave's initial thing here was, so my whole thing is I still don't feel like they've reached their peak with what the Batman character can be, and I'm just hoping this movie gives that to me. Like, they are still missing. I'm not saying that they've never like hinted at it, but they're still missing a big chunk of the detective aspect of Batman that's been done in the comics. Like, there's still a lot of that needs to be explored. The fact that Matt Reeves wants to go down a David Fincher route and kind of make this movie a lot more like Seven or Zodiac is what gets me really pumped, because that's what I wanted from Batman this whole time, and they've just never gotten there. So I'm hoping this gives me what the other movies have been missing.
And I won't spoil too much for later, but I will definitely say that, especially with a character like the Penguin, and we're looking at something with that later we'll talk about. I mean, I do like the very dark aspect with the Penguin. All I'll kind of spoil early for everyone watching is that we're getting a lot more of like a mobster version of the Penguin, which is going to be a lot better than, Danny DeVito's rendition of like the laughable Penguin.
DeVito's good.
I've seen, he's great. Dude, you ever seen him in the M&M commercial?
Yeah, of course.
Best performance of his life. I fucking love that M&M commercial. But I will say I really like this take on the Penguin. We'll talk about him and his makeup later, but I mean, he looks really freaking dark, and has already been referred to as Scarface. So I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah,
let's save the rest of the Batman thoughts for that story. I did also want to talk to you guys because I don't know if any of you guys are watching Euphoria yet. I mean, because you need to be. It's fantastic. Are you watching?
That just
Dave?
moved to top of my list. Yeah, that just moved to top of my list. I haven't even
list.
watched the first episode, but kind of like Yellowstone back when that was coming out, everyone has been talking to me about Euphoria nonstop. So, like you guys know, I have to rewatch all these shows and movies from back in the day with my girlfriend, and then when she's sleeping, I give myself time to watch new stuff. So I plan on watching Euphoria tonight.
Yeah.
I plan on after the show going and watching the first episode because that's like everyone is in my ear telling me about it, and I've seen snippets and trailers and little teasers of it, and it looks great. So I'm really excited to do that tonight.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same. Like, obviously there's been so much other stuff that I've needed to watch, but at this point it's unavoidable. Like my sister has seen the whole thing. She
finished it. And, did she enjoy it? Yeah. I was gonna ask you about that because I know she was watching.
Yeah. So the other thing I was gonna say too is that people were talking about it in my film class yesterday, and they were all disappointed with the finale.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting.
At this point it's unavoidable, and I, like Dave said, I'm probably gonna start it tonight as well, most likely, because
let's do it together.
Oh, you know what?
I'll come over. I'll bring snacks. DiGiorno's.
All right, bet. All right, DiGiorno's. Let's go. I'm down. But yeah, honestly, at this point, it's unavoidable. I mean, like Atlanta was having a Euphoria X Valentine's party like this past weekend, and so at this point I see it everywhere, and it's unavoidable. And obviously, Dom, you and I, you showed me that
I've shown you stuff of
Zendaya in season 2 episode 5, her performance that's like it's like award-winning, and so at this point I'm just gonna start it tonight, and just because at this point everyone's talking about it and it's unavoidable, and I just need to get this out the way.
I mean, look, we've had 3 like fairly massive television events happen within the past, I don't know, pretty much since March. We've had 3 big television events happen. Since March.
Stop.
Just stop.
Since March, we've had 3 big television events. That being, I'll say Boba Fett, which I liked. I don't love it like I have like Mandalorian, Peacemaker, and then Euphoria comes and just. Knocks them all, blows them all out of the water. I mean, it's fantastic. Whoa. And yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I know you just said it blows Peacemaker out of the water. I was about to call Vigilante on your ass, dude.
No, it does. It does.
We can on your ass. Look, and Dave, now we can talk about this more because I have finished the entire show. I watched I watched the Suicide Squad one day, and the next day I watched the entire show all the way through. And let me just say this. The intro I never skip because that is
that's what I tell everybody. You can't skip the intro. It never gets old. I'm learning it right now. So that's I go to Universal Studios frequently, and next time I go there, because there's always like dancers and stuff, especially because it's Mardi Gras right now and they're out there dancing. Me and my friends are rolling up and we're just gonna bust out the Peacemaker dance while we're there.
You know what's funny is that we actually had a comment on a YouTube video where this guy was telling Dave and Dom and I to learn the dance and do it. So
I told Dom he's trying to dodge it, but I was like, yo, Dom, what the fuck is up with this, dude? He's dodging it. He doesn't want to dance.
Hey, look,
I'm down for it.
Let me know when you go. I'm gonna learn the dance. I'll go with you guys and I'll do it with you guys.
Heck yeah.
All right, stop a second though, because I'm trying to do this review and clip it out. So Peacemaker talk, save it real quick. But yeah, so look, so Euphoria Season 2 is great. Look, starting like it's an 8-episode series. The first 4 episodes I could see why you'd be on the fence. The last 4 episodes is some of the best television I've ever seen. I don't know who's arguing about the finale in your circles there, Jose, but
it's just there was a couple, I guess, girls. There was like 4 or 5 girls in my film class who were very disappointed with the finale and wanted I don't know if they wanted more or if they expected something different. I don't know. But they were all very highly disappointed with the finale and didn't like it. So
because Sammy and I had a conversation about it, we both agree like this is some of the bbest television like out there. And I haven't
asked my sister about the finale yet, but I would assume that she liked it. I don't know. I haven't asked her yet, but she's enjoyed the entire show in its entirety. She's loved it. So
I mean, this show is just relentlessly. I mean, to be fair to the audience, I mean, the show is relentlessly, it has no limits. I mean, let's just put it that way as to what it could do. And to some people, that's not going to be for them, and I understand that. It's really heavy. It is the heaviest show I've ever seen, like in terms of its subject matter and everything. And the way
I mean, just from the clips you showed me alone, I could tell that it's one of the heaviest shows out there right now. Yeah.
And I like season 1 a lot. I did, but I always it's not really a gripe, but one thing I wanted them to improve on is making all the storylines that were going on feel a lot more connected. And boy, did they ever in this season. Yes, in episode 5. There's a scene in episode 5. It's probably my favorite scene from the whole show because everything just becomes all the more connected. All the storylines come together. And then when you get to like these last 4 episodes, I never expected the violence that came out of the show or the performances that came out of the show, the intensity, the feelings I had when I came out of it. This is the stuff you get out of Euphoria. And if it takes this type of subject matter to get it, more power to it. So I'm here to say, like, Zendaya is incredible. All the performances are incredible. There are characters I really liked in season 1 that I grew to not like now, and then there are characters I didn't like in season 1 that I grew to love now. So it's a really interesting dynamic that they're starting to play. It's a challenging thing to watch, but it's also just so damn entertaining. I love seeing these kids' lives get wrecked to all to hell. It's great to watch. I have to be honest, like there's entertainment value in that, and I think the show knows it. Like there's a little bit of self-awareness to it, but on the same hand, it just delivers it on the most real level possible and the most powerful level possible and the most artsy way possible. I mean, it's continuously creative. I mean, hats off to Sam Levinson. Shout out to him for both this and Malcolm and Marie. And just the guys just
he's the one that did Malcolm and Marie.
Yeah, he needs to keep creating and like
100%.
He's doing some really creative, interesting stuff. And I honestly,
I mean, he killed Malcolm and Marie. So yeah, I mean. Yeah, keep going, man, because you are killing it right now.
So, yeah, guys, to the audience, I mean, let me stop it there. If you can check out Euphoria, I mean, seriously, if you can handle Euphoria, I should say, check it out. It's a must-watch for sure. It's the best television on right now. I'm being dead serious. It's that damn good. I love Peacemaker. It's just, to me, is like next level. I'm telling. But... All right, guys. Anyway, so you guys are starting on a Peacemaker thing. Yes, because Jose has now seen it. He could talk about it. Well, you binged Suicide Squad and Peacemaker.
Well, yeah. So I well, not together actually. I watched Suicide Squad one day and then decided to watch Peacemaker the next day. But I binged it. I binged the Peacemaker all in one day, like all 8 episodes just in one day. I did nothing but I did not. It honestly was well worth it. Like, oh my goodness gracious. And you were right, Dom. Of all the characters in the Suicide Squad, I did not expect them to make a show for Peacemaker, but James Gunn surprised the hell out of me, and my God, did he kill it. Like, the show was, all the characters in the show, incredible. The chemistry that they all have together, incredible. Vigilante, let me just say, he's underrated as hell. He's like,
oh my God, yeah.
He's one of my favorite characters in that show. Like, oh my gosh, he's phenomenal. Love
He's
him.
So batshit crazy, man. Like it's it's funny. It's funny, man.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. It's great. Yeah.
Peacemaker's dad was actually he was pretty good too.
Robert Patrick is the actor.
Yeah. He was good too.
Great actor.
Very
100%. Yeah.
Super underrated.
Very underrated. And yeah, man. I mean, I see kind of to your point, Dave, where you said that like in the finale there was like a bit where you thought that there wasn't going to be a season 2.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. I feel, I guess in my eyes, I felt like there was going to be season 2 just without her. Maybe, I don't know. There was maybe some kind of contract issue or like she just didn't want to continue. She had other plans or whatever. Yeah. That's kind of just what I felt.
And for me in that moment, the first time I watched through, when I watched it through again, like obviously, you also went in with the news that season 2 was going on, but me watching it live and not knowing that, like in that scene, you see Vigilante. Gonna skip there. I saw Vigilante get shot in the back. Mm-hmm. You then see Hardcore take 2 massive shots, and that's when the theme starts to get distorted. Mm-hmm. And they just had such a cinematic fight scene right there. Peacemaker's already down in the tunnel. The other 2 are secluded in the woods and obviously not as competent as the others in fighting skills. So for me, that was like, as soon as I heard the theme distort and skip a track there, it really started to hit me like, oh shit, there is a possibility that they might have just made one hell of a fucking amazing TV show and they're just going to cut it out right now and they go out in one last blaze of glory and just take out as many as they can and maybe win.
Let me just say that Judo Master was hilarious.
Oh my God. Judo Master, the hot Cheetos, and just beating the shit out of people is one of the most cinematic things in the show.
Let me just say, this dude is like Michael Myers. He can take anything, bro. He took a bunch of wax with a crowbar, then he took a shot to the stomach, And this
I
dude
love it
took-
the second time he disappears and John Cena's character is just like, you know what? Fuck this, man. I can't deal with this bullshit. I'm done.
Oh, Vigilante is like, Judo Master was supposed to be here. I love that. That was,
and then,
that was so
John Cena
great.
was just like, he's just like, fuck it, fuck
Yeah.
him. Let's just go.
That was
Bro,
so
that
great.
that was honestly, this show has made me laugh more, I think, than any other show.
It's hilarious.
Like, it's honestly John
Oh,
Cena.
yeah.
Like, he has surprised me here. Like, I was sort of a fan of John Cena's acting, but with Peacemaker, he has completely outdone himself.
He's
with
born
the
for
show.
this, man. This
Honestly,
is so
yeah,
good.
you know, just like like because we say like actors are born for specific
Right.
roles. Like Henry Cavill was born to be the Witcher.
Yeah.
It's the same thing here. Like John Cena was born to be Peacemaker. Like this was his role, and he did it to his very best. He absolutely killed it.
Couldn't agree more.
I can't wait for season 2, and I've read reports. These are probably rumors, but there's rumors going around that season 2 is gonna have something to do with Black Adam. Which, if they do,
Yeah.
it'd be cool. It'll be cool to see John Cena and The Rock together in a show.
Yeah,
I think it could be
absolutely.
really good.
I agree.
So I can't wait for season 2. Can't wait to see what they bring.
Same, man. Same for sure. Look, I mean, yeah, I loved Peacemaker so much, man. I just went through a rewatch again of it, and yeah, it's pretty damn fantastic. I mean, I can't get enough of it, honestly. And there are specific scenes I definitely just go back to rewatch, you know, because I
keep
just
doing
love
that
them
with
so
that
much.
Final fight sequence. Yeah.
Oh, me too. Yeah,
That-
dude. Yeah,
literally just like this morning. That's how I started my day. Is I just turn it on because again, that theme song is so
It's
fucking
so good.
killer. And then
So
the fact
good.
that they just go out guns a blazing and then it starts to distort when they're all starting to go down. That's one of my favorite scenes in the whole show.
It's
And
great.
the second it was happening, I was just freaking out because as soon as they started playing, "Do You Really Want to Taste It?" I was like, "Oh my god, this is gonna be fucking amazing, dude!"
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes is when Peacemaker is like talking to the Asian cop who has like the butterfly in her head, and then all of a sudden he just says activate human rocket or whatever.
Yeah, human torpedo. Yeah.
Human torpedo, and you just see the black chick just like fly into the air.
Out of
Like
bio.
that shit was
Yeah.
that was some good stuff, man. Like
Yeah.
oh my gosh, man. That was
My
so good.
favorite thing of that scene was the speech that the cop with the butterfly and
That's what I mean.
Ed was
That's
giving.
what I'm-
It was such a touching like. I know that you're too smart and too good to let the world crumble, Chris, and I know you're gonna let us help you. And he just goes, "Activate human torpedo." Like
That's
he just,
what- that's what I mean. That's
after
what
all
I
that,
mean.
at the end of the day, he's like, "No, I know what I gotta do. This is
why-
over, kid."
that's the reason why I like that scene so much, is because of the fact that she was giving such a like touching speech, and then all of a sudden you hear him say activate human torpedo, and she just flies into the alien.
Like
I'm
a true American hero. That's
Oh yeah.
doomed us all for our freedom. I love it.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. So else, Jose, you got to go to a press screening recently for
I did.
Lucy and DESI, which
Yep.
is basically, and I want to do something different for this review, so for the folks out there, because Being the Ricardos also like just came out like at the end of last year, and so like Lucy and DESI, we're in like an I Love Lucy phase right now here for some reason, and we got this new documentary, Lucy and DESI. So it's very interesting to have these two properties here pretty much telling a lot of the same story. So I wanted to know, you know, kind of a compare and contrast from you of the two. Because
Okay.
you've seen them both.
Yeah, so Being the Ricardos is more of a specific time
Right.
from a snippet of the documentary from Lucy and DESI.
Uh-huh.
It's so Being the Ricardos is more of an actual movie. There is still, you know, it's got documentary bits in it, but it's
Mhm.
more of like a movie explaining what happened during that time period that was very complicated. Whereas Lucy and DESI actually like went back through, you know, what Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz were actually thinking at the time. Like they
Mhm.
actually went through like tapes
Oh, wow.
way back when, you know, during the entire recording of I Love Lucy and everything that happened from when they first met to the eventual end of it all,
Yeah.
which I really enjoyed. And watching, you know, Being the Ricardos first and then watching this Lucy and Desi documentary was really nice because you got to actually like hear their experiences and what, you know, was going through their mind and stuff, and being able to see their life through this documentary and the experiences they went through was nice. And it had the entire audience laughing the entire time because there was a lot of comedic bits in there, and and the standing ovation and at the end was incredible.
Oh, nice.
I mean, there was parts in there that made that had me in tears. Other times where I was laughing.
Oh, wow.
It had me in a lot of different emotions, and I really
Wow.
really enjoyed watching this Lucy and Desi documentary movie.
That good of a doc, huh? It got that.
It was different. It was a doc I've never really seen before, and I really really enjoyed it because obviously it's from a time way back before I was even born, like before my parents were even born too. So like, it was really nice because it was basically all in black and white too, which I really did enjoy because it's a doc. It was a different experience that I've never gone to a theater and watched a doc before, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
So I really really enjoyed it, and the audience, the rest of the people there really did enjoy it as well. So
yeah. This is Doc, directed by Amy Poehler, who I believe she's already said she draws on in real life. Lucille Ball is like one of her influences, in comedy, and so like
it's like what Lucille Ball did back in her time, like something that women really never did before. was phenomenal. Honestly, I hats down to Lucille Ball with doing what she did, and DESI as well. I mean, he went through so many ups and downs. I feel for the guy. I mean, being a Latino myself, coming, especially for him coming from Cuba, a very socialist place, very divided and stuff like that. I mean, he was the refugee. I mean, he literally had to leave Cuba because of what was happening in Cuba at the time. He didn't want to leave Cuba, but he had to because of what was going on. So to go from going from the wealth that he and the easy life that he lived to the US, where he had to start from scratch. He didn't have any money. He was dirt poor. And so to do what he did in the situation that he was in is phenomenal. Honestly, it's hats down to him, and he did it right.
Yeah, so I will ask because I've seen a good chunk of Being the Ricardos now. I haven't finished it yet, but I've seen a big chunk of it, enough to say Nicole Kidman and Javier Bardem knock it out of the park. And so I'm wondering, like, you seeing this like archival footage of them in real life, does it help you appreciate their performances and Being the Ricardos a lot more?
Honestly, like, they couldn't be any more similar to the actual Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. Like, they were phenomenal. They were on point. Honestly, couldn't have been any more to the point with Being the Ricardos and this Lucy and Desi doc. Hats down to the, honestly, Javier Bardem was phenomenal. Nicole Kidman as well, phenomenal. It was very on point and precise, and I really really did enjoy.
Which one would you rather watch again? If you had to pick.
Probably Lucy and Desi, the doc that I just watched. Honestly, because
I
think it's because the fact that Lucy and Desi, this doc, was from the beginning to the end.
Yeah,
I got to see what was actually going through their mind and the experiences that they lived through. Whereas Being the Ricardos was just for like one specific. It was for that week, week that was like chaotic as hell. So this Lucy and Desi doc showed me a time period that I obviously never lived through and couldn't really know how it was. But being able to watch this doc, I feel what they went through more now. Yeah. So I really did appreciate this documentary a lot.
Yeah. Dude, I'm looking forward to it, honestly. So I thank you for going
whenever it does come out.
Yeah. No, really, yeah, because I don't even think we have an official release on it.
We don't
fairly early to this. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So glad you got to go and watch it, and glad we were able to.
I think the standing ovation says it all, honestly. Like, in the entire theater was laughing. I mean, had me in tears for certain scenes and feel for them. So it was definitely a different experience that I've never been through before, and I really did enjoy it a lot. So
cool, sweet, and
I was gonna say I'd give it a must watch. Honestly, awesome. If you're a fan of I Love Lucy, if you've seen it, if you haven't, I mean, watch the movie Being the Ricardos, and then go watch Lucy and Desi. Or if you're a fan of I Love Lucy, go and watch this doc, because I think you'll really enjoy it. You'll understand more what they went through in the process of filming everything. Funny story. There was a couple women who actually went dressed for the occasion.
Oh, really?
to this doc. Yeah.
Nice.
Which I actually found really interesting and really cool. Yeah, respect to them.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, definitely give it a must watch. It's a phenomenal doc, and I recommend everyone to go watch this. It was a really good doc.
Yeah, dude, and that's the great thing about documentaries is if you're a fan of the subject that it's about, you're probably gonna like it anyway. But
Exactly.
like if you're not a fan of the subject it's about, a great documentary can make you a fan or make you appreciate the
That's what I mean.
thing.
Like
And
after watching that doc, I want to not go back and watch I Love
right,
Lucy.
because I'm not a
Like,
big I Love
honestly.
Lucy fan. You know, like,
I've
so I'm
never
interested.
I haven't seen a single episode of I Love Lucy, but now after watching that doc, I want to go back and watch every single episode of every
Showing his
season.
age again. Sorry.
I love exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Look. no, but after watching that doc, I definitely want to go back
Sweet.
and watch the whole thing.
That's
through,
awesome.
Honestly.
That's awesome. Honestly,
So-
probably couldn't ask for better. That means they did their part as a documentary. So,
Yeah.
one other movie I got to talk about today because this came up out of nowhere. I got invited to watch this with somebody, and I
Oh.
didn't like because it hasn't been streaming or anything. And I've even looked for like a streaming release. I can't find one. So if anybody has an update on that, that'd be great. Licorice Pizza is the movie. So yeah, look, Licorice Pizza is fantastic. I'm a big Paul Thomas Anderson fan myself in general, so I was already kind of pre-biased a little bit, but I'll be honest, like when this movie started I wasn't sure how much I was gonna like it because of, you know, it didn't really feel like a Paul Thomas Anderson from the get-go, but the more it went on it started to have a little bit of Paul Thomas Anderson flavor, but it's one of the most different type of movies he's ever done, but enjoyable throughout. So we got this really interesting premise of this actor child who's 15 years old and he falls in love with a 25-year-old girl. Which sounds like really weird and creepy because that's the movie. It's Licorice Pizza. It's two things that probably shouldn't go together, but somehow they do. And the whole movie, they have this really great chemistry. And like, it's weird to say, man, but I found myself rooting for that relationship throughout this thing. This 15-year-old boy and this 25-year-old girl.
Lock 'em up.
I'm being serious, but there's a real like heart behind it, and I just found it very interesting that Paul Thomas Anderson would take on such a touchy subject matter like that, like something that's very sensitive and touchy, and like I see why this got nominated for Best Picture now, and the performances are fantastic. The movie's so well made. It's made my top 10 of 2021. That's
Wow.
for sure because it broke the top 10, dude. It's fantastic. It's so good.
I'm watching. You know what? I'm watching this tomorrow. Fuck it.
If you can find it, yeah, because like it's yeah,
Well,
it's not,
yeah.
it's not, yeah.
Yeah,
But-
exactly. No,
FBI.
exactly.
Don't say what you were about to say, Jose. I know you.
I was gonna say you already know what I was gonna say, so yeah, I'm watching it tomorrow, 100%.
Yeah.
So
Well, look, I mean, and I'll be honest, I don't support piracy, but when movies are hard to find, there's a little bit of a gray area there, you know, in my opinion. I'm not saying to do it. I'm just saying.
that's
Pirates are
was
badass.
I think that's why it exists. For
Yeah,
that
well,
sole reason. I mean,
Look, either way, if you can find a way, I mean,
Which I
check
have.
it out. Okay, that's good.
This is
It's complicated. No, check it out. It's
for sure, I'm checking it out tomorrow for sure. 'cause
it's damn good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I've been looking forward to this movie, and now, you know, with what you've said, I'm even more excited now. So I just gotta watch this movie ASAP because
There's a shot on a waterbed in this movie, and I want a picture of it hanging in my home. Like it's just so like this movie.
All right, now we can definitely lock them up.
In such good.
That's
It's not what you think either. I promise. Like this movie's just in such good artful taste. Like Paul Thomas Anderson just takes advantage of every shot. Like it's really good, and the story just keeps it moving. And Bradley Cooper's in this movie, and he's fantastic. This
Oh.
movie actually has
I
an
love Bradley Cooper.
all-star cast. I mean, me too. It's great.
Oh, yeah, same.
Sean
Does he
Penn
play
is
Rocket?
no. Sean Penn.
Trash.
No. Sean Penn is great though too, and he's also in the movie, and he's fantastic in it. So, yeah, honestly, guys, if you can find it, Licorice Pizza is a must watch. So, yeah, definitely check it out. if you can.
I would drop websites, but no, we're not gonna go there.
We are not. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on though. So really quick before we get to anything else, well, Jose's got to do the trailers. I'm not going to. Dave's not going to do a streaming segment today because of the
lack of
upcoming streaming releases, which
I
is
will
fine,
say
understandable.
I just did such a good job last week that there's not really much left to mention. The only thing I'll mention for everyone, of which we don't even have an official release,
Such
is
a good
that
job last
Larry
week.
David's Larry David's special has been pushed back.
Okay.
For the fact that he's going to air it for the first time live, and then they're going to release it through HBO Max. So we'll have more on that next week. Maybe it'll be aired by then, and then we'll have a lot more. But pretty much covered all bases for anything. And next episode, I'll be sure to cover everything for the end of the month in April.
Hell yeah! All right. Yeah, guys, and one more thing I'll say. I am going to see the Batman this week. Just to wrap the whole thing full circle. We don't know when we're going to get a spoiler review on the channel, but we're going to push to try to schedule one so we can get that out to you guys. I'll at least do a solo review of it. I mean, it's a big movie, so I got to almost. So
views.
Well, yeah. Yeah, so you said it. But yeah, Jose, though, speaking of which, he's going to talk about some of the trailers that we've had.
Yep.
And so let's move over to our movie trailers correspondent, Jose Espinel. What do you got, Jose?
Okay, we've got 4 trailers to talk about here. First, we got Our Flag Means Death. With if I didn't know any better, I would say that HBO Max is trying too hard to make the next Pirates of the Caribbean, but with less action and comedy and more British humor.
Yeah, that's fair.
Next we got Fantastic Beasts 3, which it looks like Jude Law got bored of playing Hugh Jackman's sidekick in Sherlock Holmes, and now thinks that he can compete with Michael Gambon in playing the great Professor Albus Dumbledore. Next, we got Bullet Train. This is, I'm gonna butcher his name, David Leitch's way of saying fuck you to Disney for not giving him Deadpool 3 sooner, and instead of Ryan Reynolds, he's stuck with Brad Pitt. Next, we got Hustle. I guess Adam Sandler got bored of playing twins and dating a girl with short-term memory loss. Not only that, but this time LeBron James is hoping that he's produced an actual watchable basketball movie. You know, Space Jam. Huh?
Yeah, definitely. I hope so. All right, and that's that, guys. Thank you, Jose, for reading off the trailers today. We appreciate it very much. So yeah, who's got comments on any of these except for Fantastic Beasts? We'll hold that off to the end because that's the
I feel like Dave's got some stuff to say.
Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
Oh yeah, I got some stuff to say. So for these ones, definitely I want to start off with Hustle. I'm a huge Adam Sandler fan, so fuck you, Jose.
Yeah, me too.
Love Adam Sandler.
I love those movies, but it was the only way I can make a joke.
It's his job.
It's his job. That's unforgivable.
It's his job.
It's my job. It's my job. So
I'm telling Adam what you said. That's all. But yeah, I look forward to Hustle a lot. It looks absolutely amazing. I'm a huge basketball fan as well as a huge Adam Sandler fan. I mean, growing up, I used to do nothing but play basketball, sunrise to sunset. And, you know, it's good to see Adam Sandler, I think, in some more serious roles here. I think he's wanted to do that, and he's starting to pick him up. I think this one will have a good bit of comedy to it, but I like the more serious tone. I really loved Uncut Gems, and this is totally different than that. But, you know, he's taking it a little bit more seriously, not just focusing on comedies now.
I just rewatched Uncut Gems again. That movie is, like, next level, dude. Oh my gosh. Does anybody know, side note really quick, because the Safdie brothers did Uncut Gems, does anybody know when their 48 Hours remake is coming out? Somebody track that information down, because I want to see that so bad. Because I cannot wait to see their take
you know
on
what,
that.
I actually did just watch Uncut Gems not too long ago as well.
It's unbelievable.
Oh my goodness gracious. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It is one of my favorite Adam Sandler performances to this day.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah. Well, you watch that movie, you forget you're watching Sandler. You know,
that is true.
That's how good he is in the movie. Oh my gosh. And yeah, dude, no, look, this is the reason I'm excited for the movie is because one, it's not Space Jam 2, but number 2 is that movie was a train wreck. Don't even get me started. But
that's why I made the joke.
Perfect. Yeah, no, but you know, for me, like, yeah, one, it's not Space Jam 2, but also the fact that I am in support of LeBron James doing a production company. I'm okay with that. I think that's cool. That's fine if he wants to do that. But Sandler's been in love with basketball for a long time, and I think that this is going to really show that love for it. And when he takes on his dramatic stuff, he's one of the most interesting actors working today because he makes a lot of comedies nobody likes, but then he does a dramatic movie and everybody loves him in it, and it's really interesting because you know he does. It's like he's got this like little side gig where he'll never run out of money. And it's just an interesting thing and so he's in one of those positions like we talk about Daniel Radcliffe a lot on the show. He's in a position where he can pick and choose whatever he wants, and Sandler's in that same position, and he earned that on his own. Like he really did. He worked hard. He earned that kind of career on his own. He's a really talented actor
now.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, to answer your question, your thing about the 48-hour remake or whatever, I don't know if any of these news sources are true, but they all say that they've scrapped the 48-hour remake. And they just want to focus.
Killed them.
They want to focus on original.
Dave,
content.
you're a fan of 48 Hours, right? Like, please tell me,
Yes.
Eddie Murphy, Nick Nolte. Wouldn't that have been amazing to see the serious take from the Safdies on that? Like, I think they would have done an incredible job on something like that. But anyway,
and the report says that if we were to get one, it wouldn't be them. It would be someone else. So
they just ruined my whole life. They really did, because I've been looking forward to that so much.
Again, like I said, I don't know if those reports are true or not, but that's what they say.
We're still getting Space Jam 3 with fucking LeBron. They're gonna can shit like this.
Yeah. Anyway,
depressing.
Hustle does look great though. That trailer.
I was gonna say,
great.
I think LeBron has actually produced a watchable basketball movie this time around. I'm excited.
More watchable than his games, yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I think I'm convinced that's his whole motive behind Hustle, is that he finally found a worthy opponent in Adam Sandler, and he's just looking to take it to the screen now. Where he can finally beat him.
And I can't wait to see what Adam Sandler brings in this movie, because watching the trailer, I was interested 100%. I've been a fan of basketball for a very long time. I've played basketball before. I love playing basketball, and I just can't wait to see this movie and see what Adam Sandler brings, because he's very talented, and I love Adam Sandler. He's one of my favorite actors.
Yeah,
going. So I can't wait to see what he does.
Did you guys
get the other guy's name? But sorry, but I like the other main character in this, not Adam Sandler, but obviously the guy that he's kind of coaching and all this. I really like the aspect they've given him in terms of just the sheer drive. I mean, that's one of the things when I played basketball. Obviously, I wasn't a professional basketball player or anything like that, but growing up as a teenager, basketball was my favorite sport. And like I said, I'd play sunrise to sunset. And it was, again, a thing where you had to be obsessed. I remember going and playing basketball all day long, and it was always, if someone kicked my ass at basketball, they're not doing it again. I'm going to keep getting better than them and beat them. So I really like the drive that they're giving the movie, and the focus and the all odds against the mentality that they've kind of put him in.
Did you guys see the Ben Affleck one, the Way Back, the basketball movie, where Ben Affleck was a basketball coach? No, nobody caught that. That it came out like
no, that sounds awful.
It was fantastic. It was phenomenal. This kind of looks like that to me anyway. Like that came out like right when the pandemic was happening, so it didn't get enough attention. But it was really good.
The Way Back. I haven't seen that one. No,
it's really good, and this kind of looks like that for Adam Sandler. So like, I'm just super stoked to see him take it on. But
I liked. It was a good basketball movie. It was one of my favorite. I think it might be my favorite basketball movie is Coach Carter.
False. Your favorite's Hoosiers.
Wow.
But yeah, so you know
what?
Hoosiers.
Nope, it's Glory Road.
Right. I agree. It's Glory Road.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Nah.
Best live action Disney.
It's true. It's pretty good.
Glory Road
it's a pretty good movie.
Good.
It's a great movie. What happened to Josh Lucas after that? What happened? He did that one movie and he's gone. Josh Lucas. He starred in that one movie and you don't see him anymore. Josh Lucas. He's disappeared from the map. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. No, but no. Coach Carter's fine. I'm kidding, Jose. It's a good movie.
I actually really enjoyed that movie.
I'm kidding. It's good. Yeah, no.
It's just the modern day Glory Road.
Yeah. So we got our flag. Kind of as though. We got our flag means death as well, though, which I kind of wanted to talk about because it's a Taika Waititi series, and I got it. Yeah, I kind of with you. Like it was fine. The trailer, like I mean, but I trust Taika with the series. That's like his own original thing because what we do in the shadows is fucking fantastic.
Look, the joke that I made about that show, I'm back 100%. I just feel like they're trying to do Pirates of the Caribbean, just without Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
I mean,
never seen somebody miss jokes too.
Yeah,
The trailer, I'm not gonna lie, those jokes in the trailer were really bad.
I agree, didn't work.
And
Surprised me.
like a lot of the people in it, in the casting, just watching everyone. I know the one guy is the banker from Yes Man, but I mean, I like the people in it, so I was rooting for it.
There's
but
also
I was
the guy
trying to find a reason to laugh during the trailer, and I'm like,
I agree.
this just probably isn't for me. So
I
I hope
agree.
it
The
does
guy-
good for the people that'll like it.
Yeah.
The guy, there's the guy from Cruella's in there too.
Game of Thrones, yeah.
Oh, is he in Game of Thrones as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that, but look, bro, I don't know. I just I didn't really like the trailer that much. I feel like because I looked at the cast and it's mainly like people from New Zealand and from England, so I just feel like this is more maybe targeted for people from like Great Britain. So I feel like this is more of like a English, like UK version of Pirates of the Caribbean.
We'll see, man. I mean, I would say this though. I mean, Taika Waititi rarely misses. HBO rarely misses. They really rarely miss with their shows.
More than anything.
And like honestly, like it could be great because the Peacemaker trailers didn't work for me. So like I'm just interested.
What's funny is I hadn't even seen the Peacemaker trailer when I started watching the show, so I kind of went in there kind of blind. I mean, I did see the movie, but
they didn't work for me
to get me to go, well, I'll give it a shot. But it definitely doesn't live up to the show itself.
The difference here is we don't really have anything. We don't have like a pretext. Like Suicide Squad was a pretext for Peacemaker, as opposed to this doesn't have it. But we do know that Taika Waititi rarely misses, and we know that HBO Max rarely misses. I think it's worth checking out for that reason. But is it going to be great? Who knows? Maybe it's a miss. It could be. Dave, no. But it could be. Yeah, so we'll see. Bullet Train was interesting. I've kind of been looking forward to this movie for a little while because Brad Pitt, but outside of that, did this trailer boost my excitement? No. I got to be honest with everybody here. It didn't boost my excitement, like, which I think is the one job of a trailer. And this didn't do that either. It's a teaser, granted, but it piqued my interest maybe, but it didn't really boost my excitement for it, at all. I don't know how you guys feeling about it.
I mean, will I give it a watch? Yeah.
Brad Pitt.
Will I enjoy it? Maybe. I mean, there are a lot of pretty famous actors and actresses in this movie.
Yeah.
Which is the part that excites me more than the actual trailer itself.
Yeah. Exactly.
So did the trailer excite me more for this? I mean, I had heard of the movie obviously, but did the trailer excite me more for it? No. But will I still give it a watch? Yeah, I'm excited to see what this movie brings. It's a different concept.
Yeah.
And some of the bits in the trailer made me kind of laugh. But besides that, I mean,
what'd you laugh
at?
Sparkling water.
Oh my gosh, Dave,
that was a pretty good one.
You read my mind. That's the part that made me laugh when I watched the trailer.
I just didn't laugh at it, so I was curious.
But I mean, besides that, I mean, the trailer itself was like,
Yeah, I mean, like, look, and the reason I've been looking forward to it is because of CinemaCon. Whatever they were showing there couldn't have been this, because people were coming out of CinemaCon saying that the Bullet Train footage was great, So I don't know what they got to see, but it couldn't have been this.
Exclusives, that's what they got.
Yeah.
To be fair, one of the things that did excite me about the trailer, which when I say I'm excited, I mean I'm excited. That doesn't mean I think it's going to hit. I think it'll be a pretty big hit or miss.
Right.
But the huge list of antagonists in this film look really interesting and weird. So if they really give those characters or due diligence and scenes in the movies, that could make the movies alone is just the huge lineup of antagonists that are like, okay, who the fuck is this guy and what is he about?
Yeah. No, I mean, I hope that this is Brad Pitt's John Wick. I really do. That's kind of what I'm hoping from this. That's what I think it's going to be mainly. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, it looks like it could be. So
shout out Bad Bunny, by the way. He's in this movie.
Who?
Shout out the Bad Bunny.
Oh, Bad Bunny. Oh, is he?
Bad Bunny. He's a Latino.
I know who he is, but I didn't know he was in the movie. Yeah.
Bro, he was in the trailer.
He was?
They just call me a fat.
Yes.
Well, I couldn't tell you what Bad Bunny looks like. I've just heard the name.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's in the movie. He was in the trailer.
Okay.
So shout out to him.
Right.
I can't wait to see what he does in this movie.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fucking hilarious.
I just hope that there's a lot more that they're not showing us, that because they want to save the best stuff for the movie. I kind of hope that's the case.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, and I do hope that this is definitely Brad Pitt's John Wick. I mean,
I think the trailer for most of the scenes they gave us was more so relaying the information of the plot more than it was like giving you the punchline. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking there's probably going to be some really good action sequences and punchlines that'll make the movie great. And I mean, again, the trailer was mostly just kind of like laying the plot down for us a little bit and getting some mystery aspect to it of what the hell is going on.
Yeah, it definitely succeeded at laying out the plot, which is the other job of a trailer outside of boosting your excitement, is telling you what the movie's about. It did okay there, but did it make you excited about that plot? I don't know. We'll see. I hope it's great. But the final one that we got to talk about here is Fantastic Beasts. Obviously this is the big one. Look, dude, I that last Fantastic Beasts trailer that came out. Well, here's my relationship with the Fantastic Beasts movies, because I'm a big Potter fan. But Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them was awesome. Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald was not awesome. It was completely opposite.
I knew you were gonna say that, because I know you like the first one, but the second
love
one
the first one. Oh, that second one. Oh god. So they need redemption. Look. They put out one trailer for this already. It was a little bit more of a teaser. It didn't do anything for me.
The first trailer I saw at my dog pre-screening.
Yeah.
Which is why when you posted that trailer, I assumed that it was the one that I had already seen, but when I saw that it was number 2, I was like, all right, let me give this a watch.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, this has me excited. I mean, I really love this trailer. Yeah, I think it works.
I will say they didn't really add much to the second one compared to the first one that I watched.
I disagree, though.
They're about the same time though. Like the first one that I watched was like 2 minutes and like a half ish, and this one was only like 2 minutes 40. So they didn't really add much to it.
I disagree. I thought there was a lot more dialogue, and a lot more kind of like feel to it. Like I definitely think like this. Like really, it makes me think that this is gonna. I hope anyway that this is gonna feel very Harry Potter, as opposed to this last movie they put out. Like this feels like a very Harry Potter style movie. Like this.
I don't know. So, some of the scenes like kind of reminded me of like when the buildings kind of like stretched and looked different. It kind of just reminded me of Doctor Strange for some reason.
Yeah, a lot of people said that when the first one came out too, though. Like a lot of the reviews were like, that kind of reminds me of Doctor Strange. Like, yeah, and this one, much like Doctor Strange, has Mads Mikkelsen in it, replacing Johnny. And Mads looks great. I can't wait to see what he does here. I honestly can't wait to see what he does. I mean, I wish it was Johnny Depp still, yeah, because he was actually really good in the movies. But Mads does look like he's going to do a good job. If it has to be somebody else, I guess Mads Mikkelsen's a good replacement. So, yeah.
I'm probably going to get my ass kicked for this.
No, go ahead.
I am a huge Potter fan.
Yeah.
I have not seen the first 2 Fantastic Beasts.
Dave,
before I get judged.
No, Dave.
It's one of the movies I'm saving for a rainy day.
No, Dave.
It's one of those movies.
No, Dave. Look, I haven't seen the first 2 either.
Okay.
Dave.
But I feel like that's more because I'm not a huge
Potter fan.
You see, that's the thing is I'm not a Potter fan, so I feel like that's the reason why I haven't seen these.
And to be fair to me again, before I get my ass kicked, my girlfriend, I've been deadly trying to get her into Harry Potter, and she just refuses to because she had a bad experience as a kid, like a librarian being mean to her about reading the books when she was really little. So she's like, "Fuck those movies." But that's at this point, I've given up on that, and I'm saving it for a rainy day coming up here soon.
Honestly, Dave, the first one is charming. It's great. The first Fantastic Beasts is so good. It's not Harry Potter good, but it's great. It's a really nice little companion piece to Harry Potter. No, but it's a great companion piece. I think it's really charming. I think it's a nice little movie. The second movie, though, oh my gosh, when you try to do too much, sometimes that's the result. You know, when you look at those.
Oh, gotcha.
And I did not like the second movie. This movie though has me excited. I think that it looks like there's a plot to it. Anyway, but you watched the trailer though, right? So
yes,
this
I have
one,
seen the trailer, and that's why I'm pretty stoked because I don't have any previous negative connotations with the series at all. So like watching the trailer and knowing Harry Potter, I was like, oh shit, this looks fucking nuts.
It does look good.
I get to see Dumbledore in action. What?
What?
Jude Law
is a great
decisions Dumbledore. At some point.
Jude Law, make no mistake, he was a great Dumbledore in that second movie. Like when he got introduced as Dumbledore, very good. And nothing wrong with him, his performance and everything. I think he's a great casting, and the second movie definitely lacked a little Dumbledore action in this, and then now we're getting it, and it's exciting, man. I want to see the exchange between him and Grindelwald. I think that's like some of the best stuff in the books when you're reading it, and so now to get it on the big screen is going to be a lot of fun. And oh my gosh, I just can't wait. I mean, Ezra Miller, say what you will about him as a person right now, but he looks fantastic.
Just from the trailer alone, I can feel like I mean, obviously, I haven't seen, the Flash movie hasn't come out yet, so I can't really judge Ezra Miller as a Flash, because even in the Justice League Snyder Cut, I didn't really like Ezra Miller as a Flash. But from what I've seen from him as a Flash compared to even just in the trailer alone, I feel like he was meant more for the Wizarding world than for the DC world.
He's good in the movies. Yeah, he's definitely.
That's what I mean. Like just from the trailer alone, I feel like he was meant more for the Wizarding world versus the DC world. Obviously, like I said, the Flash movie hasn't come out yet, and I haven't seen him in that movie yet. But from the Justice League and Snyder Cut of that, I just feel like he would play better in the Wizarding world as a wizard than as Flash.
Yeah.
And that's obviously because I hold a very high standard for the Flash because of the Flash show with Grant Gustin as Barry Allen. But yeah, that's just my take on it.
Yeah, look, I have had no complaints of the performers in these movies at all. It's been a lot of execution and story problems mostly in that second movie. It was the big issue there. It was just trying to do way too much and did not work out, and it was not good. But the performances have always been consistent. I like them all. I mean, Zoe Kravitz is back for this one as well. Can't wait to see her play Catwoman and Batman also. She's fantastic. Yeah, man, I think that I hope for redemption. I don't think they have room to screw up at this one, because while the second movie didn't do terribly in the box office, it definitely, I don't think it really came in anywhere near what the other ones have performed at. And if they just screw up again, they're going to get another, they might flop eventually. So they really cannot afford to screw up. They got
a theme park riding on this too.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
I mean, literally, I'm a big time Universal fan and pass holder. I go like literally at least once a month, and it is Harry Potter world, and that is why they make so much money too. Like, people come there for Harry Potter. So if this does big, I know that they'll add on more Harry Potter stuff, and that's what they want to add on. But if this thing flops, like, better fill those gaps in the park, man. That's
question for the audience though. What do y'all think of the trailers? And let us know in the comment section below. Which one are you excited for most of all these, and all that kind of stuff. But look, Dave's gonna read some news, which means that Jose and I just kind of get to kick back and relax. So it's gonna be a lot of fun to do that part of the show. But thank you, Dave. And before we do that, guys, Spotify, we are on Spotify, so make sure you guys go follow us over there on Spotify. And actually, I think we just launched on Apple Podcasts as well. Let me check to make sure. But we should have actually launched on Apple Podcasts as well. So if you have Apple Podcasts, make sure you go over there, rate, review, and do all that. It'll help us out quite a bit if you guys do that. So thank you very much for that. And if you're already listening on a podcast app, make sure you go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/Animax, like some of the content, subscribe, do all that. So thank you guys so much for that. Dave's going to take it away with the news with our main topic, which I believe is Indiana Jones. But go ahead, Dave, take it away.
Oop. Yes, sir. You just kind of disrespected the intro of me holding up this.
Let's go.
The news starts with Indiana Jones, one of my favorites. Harrison Ford going to be leading us off here in the news, and that is that Indiana Jones is wrapped on all filming needed for the new Indiana Jones 5 movie, which is yet to be titled. It's currently set to release June 30th, 2023. This will be the first Indiana Jones movie not directed by Spielberg, but it has been left in the capable hands of James Mangold.
Yes.
Who has directed the likes of Logan and Walk the Line. And then, of course, the biggest news of the Indiana Jones 5 is that the man, the myth, the legend himself, John Williams, will be returning to write this film.
Yes.
Which makes half the scenes in the movies, of course. But,
True.
Yeah, I'm super pumped for this.
He's gone.
I was not a big fan of the Crystal Skull. I'm not gonna lie, but didn't absolutely hate it. It was mainly Shia LaBeouf's fault, so let's all blame him.
No,
it wasn't.
No,
it's still funny to make fun of Shia LaBeouf.
Fair enough.
Never gets old. Have you seen Eagle Eye? But yeah, I'm super stoked about this, especially the fact that Harrison Ford insisted on doing like all the stunts for this, even though it ended up in terrible injury at times.
Yes.
So I think this is going to be epic. We got John Williams, the same director as Logan. I think this thing is damn near foolproof.
Yeah, I'm glad that it's finished, and I'm a massive Indiana Jones fan myself, so can't wait to see this. It definitely needs redemption after Crystal Skull. I think there's a lot of reasons that movie went wrong, but yeah, won't get into that. But look, and you're right, Dave. I mean, this is this is one of the great things about this movie is Harrison's done. He can get back to going to fly planes and crashing them and stuff, and now we don't got to worry about him anymore. He's done with Indiana Jones 5.
Yeah.
Dude, he could be crazy Harrison again. John Williams coming back to reprise the score. Wow, I mean, that's fantastic. And the fact that the movie is complete, there's something so great about that. I don't care that it doesn't come out for a while. It's just mainly the fact that they did it, they finished it. We have a movie.
It just fills my heart with warmth.
I know.
Honestly, because oh my gosh, I mean, at this point with Harrison Ford trying to do all the stunts, I mean, obviously with age, it's harder, but I was about to say he's a legend, and the fact that he wanted to do all of his own stunts just shows how much he loved doing these movies and how much he wants to continue still doing these movies himself.
Yeah.
Which makes me like super excited for this movie, and I feel like it will be a redemption arc for Crystal Skull because again, I mean, there's a lot of problems with it, but and John Williams, doing the score for this movie. Obviously, I'm a massive fan of John Williams and his score. And I can't wait to see what he brings for this fifth movie.
Yeah. And the Lucasfilm look, I like your damn sequels, all right, but you pissed a lot of people off. So please do it right this time. Please make a plan for your movies and like if you're gonna spin this off into more movies with like younger Indiana Jones, just do it right, make it good, have a plan, do what you got to do, Lucas. I need Lucasfilm to really redeem themselves now with this, and hopefully they do. So they need this win. I hope Indiana Jones can deliver what people were looking for from Star Wars, honestly. So yeah, hopefully.
Which one of the rumors I will say we'll rule out right now, and this is obviously like kind of old news, but some people may not know it, is for the longest time they were talking about bringing in like Chris Pratt to like replace him in the mantle, and that was thrown out. I mean, I like Chris Pratt, but I think that's just a safe, good move that they made to let this kind of die with Harrison Ford, and if they do something, make it a prequel like the Young Indiana Jones again.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. And if you do have like him passing on the baton, I mean, it's not going to be Shia LaBeouf, we know that. But if he does pass on the baton, I mean, just do it right. If you're going to do that, I get it. You want more money, but just do it right. Just do it to where you have a plan for this, and like you made it to where, and I trust Mangold completely. I think Jason Mangold is a phenomenal director. So if this is Disney's first Indiana Jones movie, I trust that this one will be good. It's just the future that's a little bit more worrisome. Kind of cautiously optimistic for the future of Indy after this one, but I do trust. I am confident that they made a good movie here with everybody involved. So I'm just cautiously optimistic. That's all. Anyway, anybody else got anything, or are we good?
No, we're good.
What's next?
Awesome. Next up, we got the new Moon Knight poster that released. That shows us a sneak peek at Mr. Knight, who's essentially Moon Knight's detective personality in the comics. This is basically like his customer service voice. Moon Knight uses this when addressing the public in any manner for the most part. It's more the detective side of himself. I thought you just wanted me to rip this poster apart. I'm not going to lie. So I don't like the way he looks much in this.
Ooh.
But I'm also extremely judgmental of Marvel, like I said at this point. Yeah. So I really like Moon Knight. It was actually the first action figure I ever got as a kid was Moon Knight. I really like him, so they better not fuck this up.
Yeah. Look, I think that this poster was great, personally. I have no problems with the look. I think it looks fantastic. I'm so excited for this series. I love everybody involved with it. I think that it's going to be great. I have some confidence that this is going to be for the folks that have been disappointed so far with the Disney Plus shows. I think this is going to be the one to win them back over. And even myself, who haven't had the highest praise for all the Disney Plus stuff, I think I liked it for the most part, but I haven't had the highest praise. And so this one I'm really looking forward to. I'm confident this could be the one that's like massive for them, and I hope it is. I really do. I just want great content. Is that too much to ask? But yeah, I think the poster looks great. It's got a dark feel to it. I love looking at it. Jose?
I guess my only gripe with the poster would be the fact that you could see like the outline of his eyes under his mask. Besides that, the poster looks sick. I was actually very excited with the poster, and I think that this will be Marvel's best show to date.
Yeah,
I'm actually really excited, especially because of Oscar Isaac. He's phenomenal.
Yeah.
This will show that Oscar Isaac can do any role other than just Poe Dameron in Star Wars. And I just it's kind of sad to think that French dude won't be in, if they make a second season, he won't be in
right, yeah.
Which is very sad to think, because I feel like he is going to be phenomenal in the show, and if he is actually as that good in the show, it's going to be sad to see.
It's only sad if he's a good actor, right? Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like, if he does phenomenal in this show. Just kidding, by the way. No, but for real though, like if he actually does phenomenal in this show, then it's going to be sad to see like what they do with the character, or if they have someone else play that role. I mean, it's gonna be sad.
Like if you have somebody you get attached to have to replace, it's always a sad thing, like in the future, especially if it's something you get attached to. So I agree.
Yeah, but overall I'm super excited with with what's going to come with the show, and the poster was really cool to see a different side of Moon Knight, Mr. Knight. I think is really cool, and I can't wait to see those two different sides of him in the show.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Dave, what's next?
All righty, next we got some more news in the world of the Batman. And that is that sadly in the new Batman movie, we will only be getting about 9 minutes of screen time for Colin Farrell's Penguin. However, this is because DC is saving all the screen time for a spin-off show for the Penguin. This is excellent, guys. The show is said to have a very dark and serious-toned early stages story of the Penguin, and is even compared to the likes of Scarface. I mean, anyone here that's listening, if you haven't looked at the makeup job they have done on Colin, it is ridiculous. I mean, the word Scarface alone, it says it all. I mean, he looks dark. This is going to be a mobster-like TV show that I think they're spinning out here, and I think it'll be even better than the Batman if they do it right.
I mean, I haven't seen Colin Farrell's performance in the Batman, obviously.
None of us have.
But speaking of Fantastic Beasts, Colin Farrell is fantastic in the first Fantastic Beasts, and he hadn't done any of the others for reasons I won't spoil for Dave. But he's phenomenal in that first Fantastic Beasts, and that guy is like a chameleon. I mean, any role you give him, he'll blend into. I loved him in the Fright Night remake. I go back to that. He just played really great vampire role in that. He was so good in Horrible Bosses. Kind of harken back to that. He's so funny, but so transformative too. You could just see that he's willing to do whatever he needs to do. My question is, does he have to stay fat for this Penguin thing? Because that's kind of a bummer though, because if he's doing a whole series, it's like he gained weight for this role. Like, I don't know if people realize that.
Stay fat.
Yeah, like he's gotta like stay fat, I would think, to do it again. But no, dude, he looks great as the Penguin, and if it's as good as I'm hearing it is, I mean, yeah, give it to me, and like I said, HBO is rarely missed, with their shows. So yeah, I love this. I love this idea. And he also mentioned in the article that this would be like, because Batman's a PG-13 and they kept it within such, but he said that he was excited to kind of get into a darker version of this character, and he said that we're going to go into, like, obviously TV doesn't actually have an R rating, but he pretty much said they're going to go into like R-rated territory, with this one, and that they're going to really, and if it's like a gangster story, why wouldn't you? It just makes a lot of sense. This could be their next Sopranos. Who knows? It could be phenomenal. Yeah, it would be really cool. But Jose, what do you think?
I mean, again, I haven't seen the Batman movie, obviously, so I don't know, what his performance is like. But he has done, like you said, he's a chameleon.
He's great.
Any role you give him, he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And another movie I like to point out he was good into was The Gentleman. That was a good film too.
Oh my gosh, he was great in The Gentleman.
Exactly.
That's another chameleon role. Yeah, he just
exactly. That's what I mean. You put him in any role and he can play. So I'm super excited for this. Well, obviously watch the Batman first, and then I'll get back to you. But like, I'm super excited to see what he does as the Penguin in this HBO Max series, because like you said, HBO Max rarely misses. And so I can't wait to see what he does in this spin-off series that they're deciding to do. Honestly, I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah. By the way, really quick too, the other thing about Colin Farrell, he just seems like a cool guy. You ever see him in interviews? He seems so cool, so suave, so confident in everything he's doing. I love that. Even when he makes a shitter movie, he's so confident in it. Anytime he goes out to sell it, he sells it. I mean, he's really talented, man, and everything he does. It doesn't matter if it's a crap movie or a great movie. But yeah, thank you for pointing out the gentleman there, Jose. Because oh my gosh, people don't talk about that movie enough and his role in it.
Yeah,
he's
honestly,
so good.
Phenomenal movie,
yeah.
honestly.
Dave, I feel like we haven't really given you many chances to talk about this. You kind of gave a little bit of commentary after, but I kind of cut you off.
I was gonna say I put most of mine in it, so yeah, I'm just as excited as could be just from the breakdown of what they're going for here is exactly I want to see in the spin-off series. So
yeah.
I'm excited for it. It's just one of those things I gotta wait, see the Batman, see how he does as the Penguin. And if they give one hell of 9 minutes of screen time and they stick to their script here on making this one hell of a mobster movie in the early stages of the Penguin, I think they're gonna freaking kill it.
Yeah. Really quick, one Colin Farrell movie recommendation, if I may, before we move on. Because I feel like this is a movie that more people should be talking about. Like, it should be a bigger movie, but not a lot of people talk about it. Is Seven Psychopaths. You should watch Seven Psychopaths if you haven't. It's great. So, Colin Farrell movie recommendation for the day. So, anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Oh, you want me to move on? To
yeah.
the next
What's next?
Awesome. Next, we got Anthony Ramos is now set to enter the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the upcoming Disney Plus series Ironheart. While details behind Ramos's role is currently unknown, sources say it will be similar to how Jonathan Majors was introduced as King the Conqueror in Loki, where he's expected to not only have a big role in the series, but in future Marvel projects as well.
Okay.
Yeah. This is why we have Dave. He does his research, so I love it. But yeah, because I wouldn't have had all that. I'll tell you that much. I am excited about Anthony Ramos joining the Ironheart series. I just remember Ironheart mainly because of Kevin Feige announcing it at Disney Plus Day a couple years back, and we haven't really heard much on it since. And nor did he give enough details for me to be excited about it. But what you just said there, Dave, does make me a little bit more excited. Yeah, and Anthony Ramos being added to the cast of anything, I think, is great, and especially something with this kind of clout surrounding it. I think that sounds really great. The guy deserves it. He earned it. Great in Hamilton, great in The Heights. So
oh my God, he was phenomenal in The Heights. I remember, Dom, you and I watched that, and he was phenomenal in The Heights, and I honestly can't wait to see what he brings to Ironheart. Honestly, it's gonna be great stuff.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better. Honestly, and yeah, Anthony Ramos is a very talented actor who just hasn't really gotten enough love. But in The Heights, dude, he brought the charisma, and he showed he could lead a project. I would like to see him do a villain role this time, though. Maybe if I may, I think that would be cool for him to play a villain. But yeah, I don't know, Dave. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm excited to see him. Like you said, we haven't really heard anything ever since like the Disney Day Investor meeting, I think it was. But I mean, it's just good to know that they still remember that they still have Ironheart.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, he's more than earned it with Hamilton and The Heights. So I'm glad to see him as an addition. I'm just one of the things that's honestly keeping me on to Marvel at this point is a lot of the additions that they keep adding into the MCU.
It's true. The casting has been
keeping me, with some hope in mind here. So yeah, I'm glad to see what he's going to do, and kind of segueing right into the next one here, keeping it in the same universe. Another big name here. This one we definitely don't have as many details on, but Finn Wolfhard, who was recently in Ghostbusters Afterlife, and as we know, Mike in Stranger Things, has now signed a contract with Marvel. The role has not yet been disclosed. We have no details on what the role is. And even in the past, Finn has said he would like to be the man behind the computer. So again, no idea what that role is, but he's killed it in Stranger Things. I think he did a great job in Afterlife. And whatever he's going to do in the MCU, I think they're going to give him his due diligence in terms of screen time and, being semi-important at least. And I'm excited to see him here.
Well, if I was a betting man, Dave, I'd say he's going to be the man behind the computer. I mean, look, I'm just saying because
I thought he was Thor. What?
But honestly, after seeing his work in Stranger Things alone, did anybody think that Feige wasn't going to call one of these kids and try to get him on a movie? I mean, come on,
100%.
Clearly, 100. These kids are phenomenal actors, and Ghostbusters Afterlife is no exception, man. Finn Wolfhard can act, no doubt about it. He's really a good actor. He's one of the more impressive child stars I've seen. He's got a charisma to him that people just really seem to resonate with, and I think that an addition like a Finn Wolfhard. This is, yeah, you're right, Dave. It's Marvel's strong point has been their casting additions. It's their strongest point. They'll never cast a role wrong. I don't think they've gone wrong with casting yet. Honestly, I know people complain about Brie Larson. I still think that's a good fit. We just haven't seen her paired up with the right director yet. I think that their casting has been on point. They'll never cast the role wrong. They'll always get somebody talented, and I can't wait to see Finn Wolfhard in this movie, even
Except
if it is
Harry
just
Styles, of course.
Oh my God, bro! Harry Styles
just makes up for it. But
look, honestly,
we haven't seen a whole movie yet, though. Come on, give him a chance.
No,
I don't need to. It's Harry Styles.
I was literally about to say, like, just with that scene alone in the end credit scene, like, honestly, you could have had anyone play him. Anyone play Thanos' brother, but you decided to go with Harry Styles of all people. Come on now, like that's just disrespect.
All right. Well, they could have done David Hasselhoff, I guess, since anybody can play that role. But anyway, sorry. So I think that he's going to be great. But yeah, I don't think Feige makes a casting decision without doing it for a reason. But anyway, look, I think that for me, it's Finn Wolfhard is a good choice. Yeah, I love that kid. So
I gotta say, I think he's 19 now. I really like this kid. I've liked him. He was in It. He's done great in Ghostbusters. He's done great in Stranger Things. And honestly, with just everything on his resume now, getting into Marvel, I honestly just love this kid so much. He's such a great job. I hope he just keeps jumping into every major franchise at this point, no matter how big or small the role. I hope we get him in Star Wars in some way.
DC.
I hope we get him in DC. In terms of just like career choices, this kid is just killing it right now, and I can't praise him more in terms of his career choices right now. He's killing it.
I'd like to see him. It'd be cool to see him like as a villain in some kind of franchise, maybe. Like I think that could be pretty cool. But
he's a little bit too young. He might get punted right now. But yeah, maybe down the line he could.
Yeah, but he's definitely super talented. I'm super excited for the next season of Stranger Things. I can't wait to see what that brings. In terms of him, being added to the Marvel casting or whatever. I mean, that's phenomenal. It's inevitable at this point. I mean, he's super talented in Stranger Things, and Kevin Feige, I mean, obviously sees something in him. And I just can't wait to see what he brings to the MCU, honestly.
This isn't in my notes here. I remember reading the article there though and confirmed it, so it's clear information. Now you guys may already know this is probably old news and you already know about it, but in terms of Stranger Things, obviously we got season 4. We got the 2 parts coming out. I think it's May and June, or May and July. I think it is actually. Yeah, May and July. But the Duffer Brothers came out and said season 5 will be the last season, but they are going to do spin-off series for the same universe, which really excites me. For them to give it kind of a proper ending, round it out in season 5, and give us some sort of spin-off, I think is pretty interesting.
Yeah, well, I had actually heard this, and when I heard spin-off series for Stranger Things, I was like, well, yeah, because of course you're going to do more. I don't know like how much control. Well, they'll have control, but I think the Duffer Brothers are going to take on like a Kevin Feige type of role now with Stranger Things. They're going to be in the charge of like the creative, but they're going to hire different creators to do the shows. It would be my guess. I don't think that they want to be just doing Stranger Things for the rest of their lives. I'm sure they'd like to go off and create more original IPs as well. But yeah, because they are talented writers and creators, and I think that they could probably pick some really talented people to fill those shoes for some spinoffs. Season 5, great, get it done. Because honestly, we're here. The kids are going to be in college. We don't need it anymore. I love Stranger Things. I'm a big fan. But about
that, just sheer respect I got for the Duffer Brothers, because people kept saying they want as many seasons as possible, and the Duffer Brothers just straight up said like over a year ago, like, listen, we got a story here, we have this thing laid out, and the only way we added more seasons is if it makes sense of the story and we know we can do it as good as before, if not better. So respect to them for that, because they're not doing season 5 unless they know they could kill it, and even then they just said it, listen, we're going to push for season 5 because we know we can, and season 4 is going to be so huge. And then that's it, guys. We're calling it quits. We'll do spinoffs. We'll give you some more Stranger Things stuff, but that's it for the main series here. We don't want to, supernatural and bring it out for 20 seasons here just because you guys are fans.
Yeah, and Sorry, go ahead, Jose.
I was gonna say. I mean, it's kind of the same with the show Money Heist. I mean, they've ended it after 5 seasons, and they've decided to go on with spin-off series for the main Money Heist. But like season 5 was like, all right, cool. We're just gonna end it here. because we want to branch out and do different stuff. I mean, it's the same thing here with Stranger Things. They're kind of taking the same route and doing the same thing where they will end up with season 5, but they do like spin-off series. So like it's
you got to protect the quality.
Exactly.
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 That's again what I respect about it was the Duff brothers just said, listen, man, we know what we're doing here. We're gonna do it as good as we know we could do it good. And the second that we think it's not perfect, it sucks to suck, man. We'll give you some spinoffs, but that's where the story ends. It's gotta end.
As I said, don't prolong it, because if you prolong it, then it could end up just being a miss. I mean, especially because it's not what they want to do.
Yeah.
Well, the quote, Michael Scott's philosophy on practical jokes, you got to know when to start as well as when to stop. And I think that philosophy might not, it applies to practical jokes and TV shows, or any kind of creative project like this. If you do need to have a plan, know where you're going to end. And they're probably at that point now. And the nice thing is they do have the Upside Down, which is this great expansive universe where you can tell other stories within it. And they've created that for themselves, which is great. And I'm sure we'll see the other kids pop up in these spinoffs too from time to time, while it just won't be focused on them. I think that's probably the way to go. And so why not? I think it sounds fantastic, and I hope season 4 is, because we've been waiting too damn long. I hope it is as great as they're.
Yeah. Oh my God, we've been waiting like
it up to be.
2-3 years. It's been too long.
The one thing I'm really proud of in that too is that with all the delays that I kept hearing because of COVID, it was driving me insane, because it was like every month delayed even more. I was like, oh my God, dude, I need this show so bad. You have no idea. And then, the good thing is I really like what they're doing with kind of like the split release here, because they
it's going to be their biggest. It's going to be their biggest season, at least. Yeah. They weren't hard at work for nothing, I mean,
there, but
you're fine.
Yeah, they're not dicking around here.
No.
I mean, they kept filming, they kept getting more footage out, and they kept probably saying, hey, listen, I think we could add some more scenes here. I think we need to buff this up, and they're releasing it all. That's what I love.
I mean, I'll bring it back, to, I hate to do it, but Money Heist did the same thing. I mean, they split their last season.
Oh, you love it. Don't lie.
But I'm saying, because we're talking about Stranger Things. I mean, Money Heist did the same thing. They split their last season into 2 different parts, because they felt like, they could have added more in certain spots, and they just really wanted to give that last, season its credit, and, end with a bang and end it right. So, it's the same thing here with Stranger Things. Right. They've decided to split the season into different parts because of, that's what they wanted to do. So it's great.
Yeah, I agree. Dave, is that it?
I got a couple more here.
All right, well, let's go.
All righty. We'll kind of blast through these ones. There's not too much talking on them, but next up, we got someone who's actually a competent athlete that's coming to the big screen, unlike LeBron James here. That is Tom Brady, who is producing and will co-star in a road trip comedy for Paramount Pictures called 80 for Brady.
I saw
inspired by a true story, 80 for Brady will center on a quartet of older actresses as a group of best friends who take a road trip to Houston in 2017 to see their favorite player, Tom Brady, play in the Super Bowl.
I did see that. I did see that and hear about it, and I'm excited, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, someone who's finally a competent athlete, he deserves to be on the big screen.
Exactly. Here, so. I mean, I'm surprised that he hasn't come to the big screen sooner. I mean, it was about time that he's come to the big screen. With an athlete as big as him, I mean, he should have been in the big screen a long time ago. But I'm really excited for this Paramount Plus thing that's coming in, and I can't wait to see what it brings. Honestly, I think it's gonna be really good stuff.
You know what? I'll watch it. That's kind of where I'm at with it. It's I'll watch it. It's not at the top of my list, but I'll watch it.
That's your Lord and Savior right there.
Exactly, bro.
I'll watch it. No, I mean, seriously, that's my opinion on it. Is I'll check it out. Yeah. I don't know how good it's gonna be, but I'll check it out. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
I mean, this man went from, he's like, you know what? I'm retired from football. What can I do next? Oh yeah, I'm gonna go on TV.
Keep
fuck
winning.
It. Just keep winning. Okay, I won in football. Where can I win next? Oh, okay, the TV. Cool. I'll go to TV.
And then going into the next one here, I don't know if you guys are big Beetlejuice fans, but Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder reportedly returning for Beetlejuice 2. Beetlejuice is actually what got me into horror movies, so I'm super excited for this. From what I hear, no Alec Baldwin will be joining.
But
Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder coming to reprise their roles. I am super excited for that. I have no idea when the hell this is coming out, but I am ready for it.
This has been getting talked about for a long time, and yes, I am a diehard Beetlejuice fan. I love that movie. I can't wait for more Beetlejuice, man. What the hell? Where's this been? We need this like yesterday. I mean, this is a movie I cannot wait to see. I don't know, is Burton still attached to direct, or are we not
there's
sure?
No news of it. There's no news of it as of right now. Like I said, even this one was a pretty vague headline, and it's just a confirmation that Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder come back to reprise their roles. So other than that, very vague details for now. I think they're not trying to release too much until they really got it nailed down here. But yeah, huge Beetlejuice fan. It's what got me into trying the horror films now that I love. And of course, Winona Ryder and Michael Keaton, legendary performances in that movie. So whatever they're going to do with it, I think it'll be excellent with both of them back on board.
Who's the source on this? I'm just curious because this is actually one I hadn't heard.
Screen Rant.
Screen Rant, really? Okay, yeah, all right. So fuck it. I love
Screen Rant's my confirmation one. Is when I see a few different websites, and I'm like, oh, and Screen Rant did it. Okay,
I was just curious.
Unless they're joking with me and Josh and me, that's.
I doubt it. It's Screen Rant. I mean, I was just curious because this one somehow slipped by me. That's very cool.
I've been scrolling. I got you, Dom. I got you.
I appreciate it. No, because I've been dying to hear news on this.
I'm reading a source right now from Deadline.com saying that Brad Pitt's production company Plan B has boarded Beetlejuice 2.
Whoa!
So it's Brad Pitt.
So this thing's his production company.
Production company Plan B.
This thing's moving. Yeah, I mean this thing's moving.
So it says here that the sequel remains in early development with the script yet to be written.
Okay,
That's what Deadline is saying.
Look, the thing that it better be Tim Burton attached, to direct. I'm not saying nobody else can do it, but really nobody else can do it because you need his flavor. You really do. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna be hung or killed by one of you guys, but
I know you've never seen
the first. I haven't seen the first Beetlejuice, so
we're already disappointed in you, Jose. Don't worry.
You know what? You're not wrong.
There are many more reasons to not like you. It's okay. But yeah, this movie.
Wow.
Wow. Chill out.
No, this all started when you disrespected Adam Sandler. You son of a bitch.
Look, I had to do it for the content. Okay, I love Adam Sandler. True.
Look,
I love Adam Sandler. I just had to do it.
It's all good.
Yep.
Beetlejuice 2, man. This excites me. Like you got me pumped. Which is why I'm so adamant. It was like, who's the source? Because it's a story that excites me this much. I gotta
better
know
not be true. Fucking with me, David.
Exactly. Better not be false because this is so exciting, dude. You have no idea how much I love Beetlejuice. Like it's you probably do. You're probably the only one in here that knows how much I love Beetlejuice.
I know. And the one thing I'll say is it's a shame we didn't start doing this podcast a year ago because I just went to Halloween Horror Nights here in Orlando where they did a Beetlejuice house. Oh my God, it was amazing. I was so happy. I was hammered for it too. I loved it. I was hugging the Beetlejuice actors and they were hugging me back and it was beautiful. So I hope they bring back that house. And if so, we'll have to get you down here, Don, to check out those houses for Beetlejuice 2.
Would you say they built a nice fucking model?
Oh my God, dude. That was they actually had the model there too, but it was just great. And they just captured almost every scene and aspect of the movie and its hilarity.
Some Beetlejuice fan.
I can't believe how accurate it was.
You didn't get that reference? It went right over your head.
What?
Nice fucking model. It's the best line in the whole movie.
No, that slipped my mind.
It did. All right, it's okay. Did you have it was another story, right?
What was that?
There was another story.
Oh yeah, this one's pretty vague and quick here, so we'll wrap it off here with this one, and that is that Jon Favreau has signed "quote unquote" an insane Lucasfilm contract after success of Star Wars: The Mandalorian. And all I'll say about this article is that again pretty vague. Not going to disclose many of the details of the deal, but basically just that Disney not really big on paying people that big because of the name of Disney, so they apparently very much so locked down Jon Favreau for the foreseeable future with this contract that they offered him, which is just happy little piece of news for me because I think Jon Favreau's killing it and I didn't think they were going to get rid of him, but keep him happy, keep him here, and that's what I want to see.
No, man, I agree. I think that this is a really great move. Yeah, I like this. Jon Favreau keeping him in is awesome. Yeah, I mean, what more can you say on that, really? Because Favreau has done a great job creatively over there with Mandalorian. Never mind. I'm not even gonna say what I was about to say. But like him and Dave Filoni, like pairing. I'm not gonna hear it today. But him and Dave Filoni pairing up together was a good move. That's all I'll say. Jose.
100%. No, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the fact that that they would even like think about getting rid of Jon Favreau. I mean, is dumb because he has brought the best bit of content that Disney has ever released, which is the shows. And to even like get rid of him is dumb because him and Dave, like Dom said, him and Dave Filoni together paired for these shows is like Mandalorian is the best bit of content
Same Star Wars, yeah.
It's the best bit of content that Disney has released for Star Wars, and to get rid of him is just going to be detrimental to Star Wars and Disney, of course, as a whole, because it's what brings Mandalorian is what is bringing Disney the money, and to get rid of Jon Favreau is
I don't know about that. Sorry, go ahead.
What do you mean? It's what's bringing really Disney the money these days.
I don't think so.
Like Baby Yoda himself. Is
maybe
like,
with the figures and stuff. I see,
but
like,
without the Mandalorian show, you wouldn't have the figures and you wouldn't have the money. I mean,
they bring in money. I'm not gonna say like it's bringing in money for sure. Like I'm not gonna like dispute that, but like when you say like bringing them the money, like the movies did well. We can't like financially they did very well. We might there might be people here who don't like them, but they did do very financially well.
Damn straight, say my name, Dom. It's me. That's
no, I mean like in the audience and stuff in general. Like I know as much as people want to shit on them, the movies financially did very well. Like we're talking about $1 billion hits for the most part. I mean they're 4 for 5 with that. So like I would say that's where the real money's coming from. So I would actually attribute it to that being able to. That's the reason they can make Mandalorian is that kind of money. Now, granted, like the Baby Yoda action figures and stuff, like that makes them a lot of money too. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to discount that, but I think most of the merchandise stuff goes to George anyway. So I mean, I would say maybe on subscriptions too, but like I don't know. I would just push back on it's bringing them the money. There's a lot of other things doing it, but I'm sorry. You go ahead.
No. I mean, I'm just saying that like the best bit of content that has been brought to Disney so far has been the show.
I agree with that statement though. Yeah.
As Jon Favreau, so like to get rid of him would just would be horrible. I mean, it'd be a pretty bad move on Disney's part. So
which to clarify, I mean that's what they did here was they re-signed him for an insane contract. So like I said, I was just happy to see the security and Jon Favreau's here to stay because again, Disney has made stupid fucking decisions. So this is the best one they could have done. If somebody they could have paid in full, taken care of. It's Jon Favreau. If he's here to stay, I mean, he does so much more than we even realize. I mean, he's the one that got people like Mayfield's character, Bill Burr, into the show and whatnot, who's one of the biggest hits in terms of The Mandalorian of keeping it alive, as that was probably going to be a pretty dry run in The Mandalorian. When they got Mayfield's episodes in, and then that ended up being like some of the best performing episodes.
Incredible. Yeah.
Mayfield's 2 episodes there, which were killer.
Incredible stuff. Do we know how much the contract was for?
No, like I said, they're not disclosing it, essentially Jon Favreau was like, I am very happy to be staying with Disney right now.
Yeah.
And the report here just basically says it's insurmountable amount of money that they generally don't give away, especially because, like I said, Disney's usually like, well, we got the name, and Jon Favreau's like, well, shit, I've done everything, so I don't really care about that.
Here's
so
what's
give me money.
Here's what's interesting, and I agree it's a fantastic move to keep him. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But here's the interesting part of this. Because there was so much backlash on the Book of Boba Fett from fans, right? Like, there's a lot of fans that really don't like the show. It's John's show. And what's funny is I know a lot of fans are going to, maybe this is just a statement on fandom in general. There are so many fans that are going to go, yeah, Jon Favreau's staying. When really he just put out a show they really didn't like, and that's the interesting part of it. It's funny to me, like when something goes wrong over there, it's never Jon Favreau's fault. Only when something's good, it's Jon Favreau's fault. When it goes wrong, they were all like, fuck Robert Rodriguez, keep him away from Star Wars. Jon Favreau was also, he's head of that show though. Like he was head of creative on that show.
Which to be fair, you're probably right to that point. I don't see it that way because I like the Book of Boba Fett. I mean,
I liked it too. I'm just saying for the fans
that was just simply in the continuity of it. But in terms of episode to episode, I fucking love the Book of Boba Fett. It wasn't as good as the Mandalorian, but I didn't expect it to measure up to that in a lot of ways. So
I agree. Like I liked it. I'm a fan. I'm not coming from that angle. I'm saying from the people, the irony. I'm pointing out the irony. The people that hate it are still gonna love this story.
Jon Favreau, yes.
Yeah, it's like,
Book of Boba
but
Fett
you
was
understand.
trash,
like,
whoever's in charge of that should be taken out, man.
Yeah, exactly. And it's baffling to me. It's baffling to me. Like it's never Dave or John's fault when something goes wrong, only when it goes right. It's just the most interesting thing.
Jose's fault.
But
hey. It's never my fault. Look, it's because I'm Latino. It's because I'm one Latino. I'm one Latino against two whites. That's why.
Okay. We are.
Oh, there you go. I'm fired.
We are a little mean to him. We should watch that. No, I'm kidding. You're still gonna get picked on, but it's all good. Look, guys. This is the end of the show. I think that's the last story, right, Dave? We're good here.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
we
actually,
are all wrapped up. And
before we wrap, I'm sorry. I did have one more thing I wanted to point out. SAG Awards did happen. I don't know if anybody got caught up on those. I'll just.
Oh, I did see that Andrew Garfield went. That's about all that I saw.
He did not win. He got nominated.
No. I said I saw that he went.
Oh, went. Yes. He was there. Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. You're correct. Yeah. So that's the interesting thing. Will Smith actually ended up winning that category. And then there was the big win for Jessica Chastain though, for In the Eyes of Tammy Faye. So Oscars are heating up here. Troy Kotsur I think got Best Supporting Actor for Coda, if I'm not mistaken. So it's an interesting thing to look into, guys, if you kind of want to get a precursor of what we can be expecting from the Oscars. So just something I wanted to throw out there so everybody can keep in mind. I was really interested to see who was going to win, just to see, some of the who's going to win maybe some of the acting categories at the Oscars. So just my take. But look, anyway, just a quick thing I wanted to throw out a side note. But anyway, guys, that's it. We're wrapping it. We're going to blow this popsicle stand. So thank you guys so much for joining. I've been your host, Don Martino. I want to thank my two panelists here, Jose Espinel and David Tresch. Thank you very much, folks. And guys, again, can't stress Spotify enough. If you're not over there, go follow us there. I think we have launched on Apple Podcasts as well. So make sure you go follow us there, rate, review, do all that. It's much appreciated. It helps us out a whole heck of a lot. So thank you so much, guys, again for joining us. This has been another episode of the Animax Entertainment Podcast. Please go follow the social media pages on Twitter at Animax Official, on Instagram at Animax Official, and like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave some feedback in the comment section, share this with your friends, hit the bell for notifications. And Jose, before we go, where can people find you?
You can find me on all socials at Type 1 Latino, all lowercase all together, and also on Stereo.
Yep, make sure you guys go do that. Thanks for being here, bud. And Dave, where can people find you?
Of course.
You can find me on Instagram and Snapchat at BKingDavid. All one word, all lowercase, BKingDavid. Hit me up, and you can also find me and Jose on Stereo. Same names.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. I've been Dom Martino, and you can find me on Twitter at Dom_Martino_, on Instagram, Dom_Martino_ official. And with all that said, I need to go get something to drink. So I appreciate everybody stopping by, and we'll talk to you guys later.